Hey everybody, back for a little bit. Wanted to come back and do some more stuff. I was debating a little bit whether or not I wanted to come on and stream again and hang out and chat for a little while, and I decided that yeah, I'd go ahead and do some more Dynamax adventures and try to get this shiny, so welcome to the stream. Hold on just a moment while we get everything ready so we're all good to start. Every day's been somewhat decent. Mine's been not bad still. Gotten better since I started it, and also I got a little bit of time to sleep a little bit more, so I feel a little better after that. Don't feel quite as upset. Didn't get as much done as I'd like, though. I didn't get out to take my phone down for getting looked at again just yet. Hold on a second. I'm surprisingly feeling amazingly great. I feel okay, but feel a little bit funnier right now. I think it's because I'm tired, and I don't know, I think I might have had some slight issues with my AC. I'm a little bit hot right now. I'll turn my ceiling fan on, so give me a second. But yeah, I was gonna go family, not my mom and dad's, and talk about my issues with them over to where that cell phone place was, and gonna go with my aunt, and she wasn't feeling good, so as a result, I decided to wait until tomorrow and deal with it. I'd go by myself. I'm not very great with these kind of things, though. I don't know about you guys. I don't really like going in places and dealing with this kind of stuff where you have to, like, ask for a refund or try to get better service because something didn't go right. I worry if I go back, even if I have my receipt, that I'll bring the phone, they'd just deny me deny me getting it fixed, even though there's a problem with it. I don't know. I would imagine that wouldn't be too big of a worry, but I don't want to run into that possibility. I want to be careful not to have to deal with that in the first place. And I'm not a very pushy person, I feel like. I feel like I'm good about just being careful at what I do and what I say. I try to respect other people's opinions and needs, and I don't like to make anybody upset or uncomfortable, so naturally something like asking for a refund is a little hard for me because I'm not good at trying to push for that in the first place. Hold on a second. I'm reading the map now, seeing where all we can go. Go down to the... Okay, right, for water Pokemon, I'm sure would be the best option. But yeah, I don't know, things weren't incredible. They weren't bad either. They weren't... all I did was sleep. I don't really like having days where I accomplish nothing either. It's not like it's terrible, just doesn't feel great where you just sit in your bed and you sleep all day. Makes you feel really, really lazy and really, really worthless, to be honest. At least in my experience, I feel like I... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but I feel like I don't really end up getting a lot done. I kind of needed to sleep a little more, though. I was still really, really tired and really, really needed it, so who knows, maybe this was the right choice. There's some more stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to think of that I was going to bring up that I haven't mentioned already today. There's a few things, but not a whole lot. I don't know how stream is going. Not stream, but I'd say I had a lot on my mind in general. Excuse me. And I had some topics that I glanced over that I didn't really get to give like a good look to talk about stuff. Also, hold on a second. I'm trying to get this link before I continue. Shouldn't take much effort. I just need to do one thing really fast. Here's the topic for the meantime. So, you guys watch animation channels very often? Like, for just anything? I have quite a few that I like to watch. Not necessarily a whole ton, but I've gotten into more and more of them over the years. There's some pretty good ones, some fun stuff to check out that I've slowly discovered over all these years. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Actually, I think Ross, like from Game Grumps, didn't he do like animation for some time? Like he did it for a few years at least, and I think he might still be animating. I don't see his stuff like nowadays. I know he's no longer a part of Game Grumps. I have to sit down and watch some of his old stuff at some point and see how that is, because I've never really watched it properly. It always feels like they were kind of like animation channels were always like really small, and then suddenly they got really big. Even though they've like had points where there's not been any activity, like they went into the spotlight, they got small again, and they got big all over again. Seems like a really interesting thing to look at. Like that Jaden Animations person, she has a pretty big YouTube channel, and also it didn't seem like animation channels were prospering like over the past few years or so until just recently. Maybe that's just me. It's nice though. It's really, really good to see that kind of stuff. Although, I guess there's also some really crappy animations out there. I think the reason I remembered this and I wanted to bring this up a little bit, because the reason I wanted to bring this up a little bit was because something I watched earlier. It wasn't really a big deal per se. I watched a channel that I've seen a few times, never really got too big into it. I think it's that SMG4 channel. Yeah, I watched that. I remember I used to watch it a little bit every now and then back in the day. Hold on a second, I feel like something's bothering my throat a little bit. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, hold on before I continue. What do we got here? A bunch of items. Wonder Policy, Misty Seed, Bright Powder, Focus Sash. I'm gonna grab this Focus Sash. I feel like when we get closer to the boss that having a Focus Sash is gonna be probably the most valued, just for the sake of not dying, and then if I end up needing that, I can hold on with 1 HP hopefully, so that'd be rather useful to have. There we go, that'll be a decent item. But yeah, I was talking about animation channels. I wanted to talk about that topic for a little bit because I figured that would be a fun thing to bring up, and something that was on my mind. Also watched a few animations like when I was AFK in between, like the breaks between stream, and wanted to rest for a little bit. I remembered I'd watched the channel, like I said. I haven't watched SMG4 in a long time. When I started watching it a little more this year, I guess, and I've got to say, I don't know what it was I liked about it in the first place. It's not like it's bad, but like, seems like originally, like, the quality of like the videos they did were not the highest. Nowadays, at least when I check on some of the stuff, they seem to have put out some much better stuff and like some much higher quality animations. They're not great. It looks like it's Gmod and maybe something else. I can't really tell exactly how it's laid out, but the production looks like it's much better. And every time I watch that stuff on the channel now, I feel like it's generally easier to watch dumb little cheap laugh for a little bit. I wouldn't say it's my favorite in terms of animations, but I ended up liking some of their animations. I've binged watched a few of those and I get bored, and they're kind of fun to check out. Not anything substantial, just a good way to kill some time, really. Let's see, I'm trying to think. There's been a lot, though, that I've found recently, just looking around on YouTube. I guess it's because there's, like, all sorts of animation channels out there. I had some I've never even heard of that I found rather recently, too. There was one I just had on my mind, and oh wait, I don't remember the channel name, but there was one I found that was pretty good actually. I remember a series I stumbled onto on YouTube, and it seems like the channel primarily is about animation. I don't know if it's like any other like stuff they upload, like all I've seen are animation videos, but I found a channel that does these Among Us animation things where it's almost like you're watching a cartoon or something. It's really, really stupid. You get to see a bunch of characters interact in this, and I found it pretty good. I watched like all the episodes out of it just because I found it neat and just a nice little way to kill some time, and they're fairly entertaining. I'm not even the type of person who really has any interest in Among Us because I haven't had anybody to properly play it with, but I can enjoy a fairly good animation regardless of what it's about or what it's like, unless it's just a really shitty animation doing something really stupid. There's a lot of animations out there where the quality is really bad and they make some really, really unfunny jokes to try and get shock humor. Those are the kind of channels I like to avoid, though. Those are usually just awful. I think there's probably more than one of these that I'm mentioning. The one I'm watching is some channel, or I don't know the channel name, but I do know the characters and the like thing they're doing well enough that I can kind of describe it. They all have like names and personalities, and they like swap the characters out every few episodes or whatever. Like one of them's called like the Gentleman, and there's one called the Player. Like they're all stereotypes, I think. And then there's another one that's into role play or something. It has like the little smaller ones following you around, like they're supposed to look like children. They called her mom. It's interesting. It's also weird, but it's got some decent humor to it. So I'd say I like it. I'd say if you have an interest in it, it's a decent thing to check out. Would I necessarily recommend watching it? I don't know. That's completely up to you whether or not you'd want to check it out. You might like it, you might not. You guys have any animation videos you like, or animation channels you like stuff you check out and stuff you like to watch? Also, I haven't had any chat messages as far as I can tell, so I'm gonna have to check and make sure my chat's actually working. When I sent a message through, I think it passed. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, just wanted to make sure we were all good and there weren't any possible issues going on. There's a lot of things I want to talk about with this whole subject and why I brought this up, actually. Links into a few things. I'd like to talk more about like animated shows and stuff I've watched, but I'm gonna wait a little bit on that particular subject and continue talking about something else for a second. You guys remember back in the day, like a lot of the time people would make these really dumb like creepypasta things, and they would basically like try to make these stupid shock humor type games where they would try to scare you, and it involved some dumb animation usually and like some plot that didn't make a lot of sense. There were a bunch of them out there, and most of them were kind of trashy. Hey Zachary, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Glad you could make it back. Just doing some more Pokemon for a little bit. Gonna do at least 2 hours, maybe 3 of me continuing this Groudon stuff and trying to shiny hunt, since I don't know if I'm gonna be online tomorrow. If I get the shiny, I mean, we can stop like really shortly after. I'd like to get it through like going until I hit at least an hour regardless of what happens. I don't think we're gonna get a shiny right now, but let's hope we do, even if it's not likely. But yeah, I remember this was like a big thing back in the day, what I was mentioning earlier. Like the biggest one that comes to mind for these stupid shock value like animated games. I remember that Sonic.exe thing back in the day. It's when I look at it, like don't think I was ever too creeped out by it. Maybe just a little bit from how weird it looks, but I'm surprised that actually worked on anybody. Seems like it was a really cheap way to try and get a scare out of people. Oh, put blood on the character and try to make them more scary through that. It's like, I don't know. That's a pretty stupid way to try and scare people. Maybe that's just me. And a lot of games followed the same fucking trend. You can find like a lot of these like fan game things, or I don't even know, was fan game even the right word to describe them, because they didn't feel like a proper fan game. And they all had the same objective, trying to scare you with some stupid cheat bullshit that wasn't even really scary. It just made you laugh at it most of the time. That kind of brings me into a topic I want to talk about a little bit, not too much, like the creepypastas. I've got to say, like, even though most of them are not great, it is really good when you see a creepypasta story that's, like, actually believable. I remember, what time was it when that happened? I was gonna say, like, I guess, like, around 2012 or 13, maybe? I'm not certain of the exact year. Maybe that's wrong, but I will say around then, I think I remember, like, creepypastas being, like, really, really big and being something that got a lot of attention on YouTube. Like, you'd see them really, really often. That's not even just, like, counting video game creepypastas. There's also, well, I say video game creepypastas. I'm not actually sure if video games are, like, the thing that defines creepypastas, or if it's just, like, a thing in general. I think I see them more for video games than anything. I was gonna mention, like, older stories, like how Slender Man got started, and how people started this rumor about, oh, there's this Slender Man that you bump into with no face and really, really long limbs. He's elongated and, like, really funny, and you should avoid him. I remember that starting up back in the day, and that was a fucking weird experience to be around for that. Same with a lot of those kind of stories. Like, I remember Jeff the Killer got started probably around that same thing, and that image is kind of creepy. All I remember from Jeff the Killer is that it had, like, a fucking ear rape clip from it that wasn't really pleasant to listen to. It didn't really scare me that much either. I think the only thing that was really scary about it was how creepy looking the face in the picture was. I guess the proper word for what I'm thinking is probably, like, urban legend or something, or am I thinking of that wrong? I don't know if urban legend properly defines what I'm mentioning or not, though, like how they have all these characters that people made up to try and scare people with. You can see a lot of those. Surprising how much of those, like, caught on some attention and popularity, even though they never got that big. Like, the whole The Rake story, which I still don't understand what the fuck the rake is and how it's supposed to actually be scary. Although, to be honest, I don't know if it ever did take off to begin with. I've seen it in, like, those cryptids and horror games. It just seems like it's a fucking stupid character. It was made up, though, really quickly without actually putting enough effort into the, like, backstory to make it believable or anything. Let's go back to the creepypasta topics. I actually want to talk that a little bit. Are there any creepypastas you guys remember specifically back in the day? I can remember at least a few of them. The big one I remember that everybody talks about is, like, the whole Ben Drowned story. I think everybody who plays games, who's, like, got any, I don't know what the right wording is, but, like, anybody who actually looks up stuff on YouTube and, like, keeps up with fan stuff and these kind of stories, that most of these people are familiar with the whole Ben Drowned thing. It did get kind of popular, I'm pretty sure. It feels like it's not completely impossible to believe either. And did we just die? Oh fuck! Really? I guess I'll find out in a second. I'm gonna shut up for just a moment. Oh, thank God that focus sash held on for another. Well, that didn't have a focus. I had leftovers, but we got another return alive, thank God. I remember that story, like, relatively well. I just thought it'd be neat and relevant to bring up right now instead of waiting until later. It's also something I had been thinking about for just a little bit. We should probably get a heal game. No, god damn it. That is really irritating. We were doing so good up until this point, unless the Focus Sash is gonna save me, and how much you wanna bet it's not? Yeah, it didn't save me. Fucking everything was going way better, and then that happened. First loss on the stream, we haven't even gotten that far yet. And earlier we did like a huge win streak against Groudon. Fucking lovely. Whatever, though. Not really the end of the world, just sucks a little bit. Ugh. Alright, let's get back again and try to get through this and see if we can do anything about this. What all do you guys remember for creepypasta stories? There are quite a few. I think I remember like one or two from Pokemon, but I only remember like one like right away. I remember something about like a Mount Silver creepypasta somebody made where it was like the character was like just going through like the Elite Four and there were like a bunch of dead Pokemon or some shit, and it was like he saw like bloodied up Pokemon. He keep taking out like different Pokemon you bumped into, and I think the game tried to scare you by like having all your Pokemon die supposedly as you kept playing the game. It was a fucking really, really dumb creepypasta, to be honest. And I think that I found like particularly bad, just something that I found really silly. Shit, I don't have a lot of options here. I guess I'll do maybe Audino. Maybe that'll come in handy. I don't know. Not an amazing story, to be honest, by any stretch. I found the whole thing there, Pokemon, to be one of the less fun, less interesting creepypastas I've seen. Water that way, so yeah, go down this way. And okay, I guess we're going this way. I'm gonna go to the scientist maybe and see if there's anything better too, if I can. But yeah, I remember those being really big back in the day. There was always something about like people claiming some story about like they would like put their game in a washing machine by accident, or they would bought some creepy cartridge off of like a black market or something. Sure, that's the case. Like every last creepypasta I've heard, none of them are like anything normal sounding. Just like, oh, I bought a bad copy or whatever. Always, yeah, accidentally they like broke my game or something, and then I fixed it with duct tape, and it suddenly started doing all this crazy stuff. I don't know. Creepypastas are an interesting thing to talk about. Usually really dumb, but still really funny. Give like quite a bit of entertainment value just to read how stupid they are most of the time. I think what I liked about Ben Drowned was like felt like a believable creepypasta. Weird story, but still. I can't think of any others to talk about right now, unfortunately. There were some decent ones, though. There were some fun stuff. Whenever I think about that, I'm reminded of like how a lot of games, like, not even like creepypasta anymore, but like a lot of games that just make stuff where they would literally try it and jump scare the player and try to make you feel afraid over like certain things. So developers put in like certain things that were really unsettling, like none of the player base actually like. Nothing like actually that big of a deal, but you guys remember Sonic R if you've seen it in any videos, like the Tails doll thing. That's one example of that, I'm pretty sure. Also in Zelda, I feel like the whole Happy Mask Salesman was always kind of... Excuse me, ugh. I feel like the Happy Mask Salesman was always kind of a creepy character and really, really unsettling to be around. Like the first time you actually interact with them, I'm pretty sure... It wasn't the first, it was definitely like one of the first though. You interact with him, like he literally like grabs you and starts shaking you violently. So yeah, not the most great character, and he's already got a kind of creepy look and feel to him. Also, I found out something interesting that I don't remember if I've ever mentioned on the stream or not, and that was that I recalled hearing that, like, apparently the Happy Mask Salesman was actually based off of, like, Miyamoto. Like, his design was meant to look sort of like Miyamoto. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I mean, it does kind of bear some resemblance to him, so I could totally see that actually being like a nod to Miyamoto being one of Nintendo's bigger creators and also the father of the Zelda franchise, basically. I don't know. Oh, okay, well, I guess I don't know what we were doing here. I had a feeling that one of us is going to go and try exchanging our Pokemon. Guess not. Let's see, I'm trying to think what all characters I can think of that are like this in games. I wanted to talk about something like this for a little bit. I guess, even in Mario, I guess there's like some stuff that's unsettling when you think about it. And I'm not talking like unsettling the same way the other stuff I just talked about is, but like, well, there's two things I can think of actually. One being that thing in Mario Galaxy, or I think it was Galaxy 2. I think it was Galaxy though, with the whole, what was it? Was it Freeze Flame Galaxy? There was one where you peek out around a certain point in the map and you can see these like weird black silhouettes around, and it was kind of weird looking, a little on the creepy side too, and I don't know if anybody who actually found that to be interesting or cool. Just everybody who saw it thought it was really weird and maybe slightly creepy. Felt like it was sort of out of place, and I don't think it was ever like actually brought up in any Mario game. They just had this in the game and don't recall seeing it ever again. I don't know. It was weird talking about it and seeing it. I feel like if there was a lot of room for them to bring this up or maybe make it into an interesting plot point, like what the hell these things that were watching you were in Mario Galaxy. I wonder if we could get like a Galaxy 3 eventually, that maybe they'll go into detail about that and talk about it, or if we'll get something interesting for like a new storyline. I'm not expecting we'll see a Galaxy 3 anytime soon, but I mean, it would be kind of neat to see what all they would choose to do with another Galaxy game, if you ask me. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with another proper attacks. I've been using the same fucking thing for several turns rather than sit here and heal for very little. Might as well see if I can actually help kill this round instead of sitting here. The other thing I was going to mention in Mario that I found weird that kind of relates to this is, let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, Egad. It's not like he's creepy from his design, but his like character as a whole. Give me a second or two before I say anything else. I just want to check on something. Apologies, this might take a moment. I apologize, I'm getting distracted like easily from the stream. Not my intention. But yeah, like I was saying, Egad's intent in the Mario games is never made very clear. He seems like at first he's a friendly enough character that tries to help you, and then you see like some stuff in Mario Sunshine that like really makes you question his motives and what he's actually doing. I remember that somewhat well. Like you can see, and I think in Mario Sunshine when you're fighting Bowser Jr., I think you can actually see like the bandana, and it's got like an Egad symbol on it, and on top of that he mentioned some strange old man gave it to him. He doesn't say that he took it or anything, he just says that it was given to him. I think MatPat, like from Game Theory, I don't really like watching Game Theory very much, but like I think he actually made a video on this whole thing and actually talked about like Egad in depth and how Egad's like really what? Hold on a second. Well, I'm gonna have to check in a second before I say anything else. I saw a message in the chat that was really funny because I looked over at the chat and I saw something that said message deleted by the Google moderator team. What? What the hell? What's that all about? Okay, that's bizarre. Well, whatever. Like I was saying, actually, I might as well just say it now. I was gonna just reread the chat really carefully, but hey, Ember, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Just doing more of this because I wanted to attempt to do more. Didn't get to do what I was hoping to with my phone today because I said I was gonna go with my aunt, I think, earlier before I stopped the stream, and she wasn't feeling good right now, and I'm gonna wait until tomorrow because I feel like I don't mind waiting another day, and I'm not good at pushing for stuff to try and get it done, so rather than go myself, I'd rather wait for somebody to be with me, and that way I won't feel like I am struggling to get my words across, and I won't be just forced to leave without anything happening. Ugh. But yeah, today's been alright. Nothing really exciting happened since the stream earlier ended. I've been sleeping, like, pretty much since then, unfortunately. Said deleted and hello and it deleted. That's bizarre how YouTube's thing works, that it deleted that for some reason. You'd think it'd be only like messages that meet a certain criteria or something offensive or something that would get deleted by YouTube. I don't know what the hell their algorithm for determining exactly what all they delete and don't delete is. Yeah, after I get done with this raid, I can open up and see if we can manage to do this on teams of 2, or if anybody else wants to join, we can do more and we can try to beat these raids a little easier with multiple people, but I don't see anybody else here, so don't really see that happening right now. Not had the best start, not been terrible, but this has not been great this round. We haven't had a lot of amazing Pokemon to use, and also on top of that, like, last round we came really close and ended up dying. That was unfun and unfortunate. Going through, like, literally everything, getting it into, like, the red, and then dying just barely. Anyway, that's some stuff I was talking about earlier. I brought up some stuff like creepypastas and whatnot while I was wanting to discuss this, like, that kind of thing, and I also talked about, like, some animation stuff and animation channels that I watched recently. Didn't miss out on, like, a whole lot. Oh yeah, I was talking about, like, something interesting though. I was talking about EGAD and also Mario Sunshine. So I was talking about this connection to creepypasta or unsettling characters or whatnot. Like, I kind of want to see more backstory in Mario games now. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because Nintendo seems to be absolutely averse to actually including anything that's actually a proper storyline in, like, a Mario game. So yeah, I'm not expecting them to actually ever do that. Okay, I'm gonna just stick with what I've got because I feel like Porygon's just gonna die if I take it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really know how to feel about that particular area. For anybody who's not in the know, like, and he hasn't paid attention to Mario lore, EGAD is a pretty good character, but he's also, like, very, very interesting and kind of suspicious the way he acts in, like, the Mario games. There's, like, a lot of evidence leaning to the fact that EGAD might be giving items to, like, Bowser Jr. and, like, basically selling them shit to keep Bowser, like, continually raiding the Mushroom Kingdom and giving them tools to help them, and then selling tools to Mario to get them to fight back, basically. It's like him potentially playing both sides just to get money. I don't know. It's the kind of thing that makes you really, really stop and think about it. Funny how when you, like, analyze Nintendo's stuff, especially like with like Mario, and you look into like backstory, you can find some surprisingly deep shit just looking through Mario games and checking out like characters and like history on that stuff. You wouldn't expect that there'd be anything really in depth, but no, there's quite a bit of stuff worth interest checking out with that. I think that the fact that Game Theory makes like so many different videos on Nintendo stuff and like different things like Mario and stuff, that shows there's like at least enough things hidden that there's plenty of stuff to speculate these theories on. Although I don't really believe like most of those theories. A lot of them are far-fetched, but I feel like some of them have some actual bits of truth in them. Also, yeah, I think after this round I'm gonna set up for potentially doing some little raids with viewers. If you guys want to join in, if you don't, that's okay too, but I'll set it up so we can sit here and raid Groudon and keep trying to get the shiny. Hopefully with some very good luck, although I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. By the way, just out of curiosity, I don't really intend to talk about this subject too much. You guys watch Game Theory any? I'm just interested in hearing like from different people and seeing what all you guys. Oh shit, hold on a second, I just saw something on my phone. I'm about to check in a second, but yeah. Hey, you guys ever watch Game Theory? I used to watch quite a bit back in the day because I had some passing interest, and over time I stopped finding the theories to be very good or very entertaining. It felt like a lot of them were just getting thrown out there and not actually being thought up very well. Like, it felt like they were just being made to make a quick buck with like not a lot of thought put into it. I don't know. It feels like they've gone downhill in quality a little bit, and I don't like how MatPat regards his theories he makes up as if he's like always right about the theories that he makes. Even though he goes, it's just a theory, a game theory. It's like he always poses it as if he's correct at the end of the theory, which comes off as really goddamn annoying. It's just like, if you're acknowledging that's a theory in the first place, like, then why does every time somebody get into an argument with you over the shit, you end up acting like something you made up for a theory happened to be like indisputably true? I don't really get that about MatPat. But whatever, I'm not gonna argue that too much. Also, a lot of his videos are like dumb clickbait shit, so I mean, yeah, not really interested in checking that stuff out, at least. The watch still show up in your recommended? Yeah, I'm sometimes the same way. I've watched like some of the other stuff a little more, like, say, some of his other channels. I know he's got that film theory thing, and also he's got that, what was it, film theory and that food theory thing he made like a few years back, I think, and I've watched a little bit of those before. I don't really dabble in it too much, but I've watched like a little bit, and I kind of understand those decently. Great. Fucking get this far, and we're like nearly fucking dead. Oh, great. All this fucking effort just to find we're on the verge of fucking dying again. Whatever. It feels like his videos used to be higher quality. I don't know. Not like it's terrible. It's not something I like a whole lot anymore. Also, fuck yeah, that was a clutch heal right there. We were probably dead if we didn't get that. I'm not gonna say it can't fall apart still, but it's looking a lot less likely. Also, I had some stuff I wanted to talk about that I had been holding back and forgot about earlier that I want to discuss in just a moment. Found some good stuff on the Switch subreddit that I thought I'd bring up, and talk about for a little bit. Before I jump into anything, though, let me check something on my phone really fast. It's been messed up, and also I need to see what the hell's going on with it because my battery just fucking died on me, and I need to get like a it charged up because I saw a message on it that I hadn't checked. Actually, I need to check one more thing on my... The fuck? I don't know if you guys heard that. There was a fucking truck passing by from the sounds of things and fucking honked their horn. I could hear it from in my apartment. Is this for real right now? Fucking, what is this shit where I lose the speed roll and fucking can't even beat it when I'm literally like right here with it in red? That's some real bullshit. Okay, give me a second before we do anything else. I need to do what I said I would and plug in my cell phone and get it charging, see what this is. I think it might be related to either my therapy appointment or maybe related to something else. I don't know what it is, but the number looks somewhat familiar. I need to see what's going on here. Ugh. Also, let's check our Pokemon then, since we didn't get Groudon. Yeah, no, looks like it's nothing. Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's nothing. Okay, whatever. Not really a big deal. So, before I say anything, just making sure my phone's powered on. But there was some news that came up rather recently. It was on the Switch subreddit. There was a big leak that happened that I was going to mention. It was like a Capcom leak, I believe. I think there was something else, too, that was is like really big. Let me check the subreddit, because I wanted to like talk about everything I could remember and save the Capcom thing for a little bit later to mention, just because there's a lot of stuff in this, and I figured it'd be good source of like discussion for a little while, so it'd be better to hold on to that and talk about the information from that a little bit later. Yeah, the Capcom leak has a bunch of stuff in it. There's a whole bunch of things that were mentioned in it, and I can read over it and like all the stuff that's in it in a little bit. Let me just see if there's anything else. I remember that Setsuna game got like really good sales data, apparently. Like, it apparently sold really well in Japan. I think it's #1 on the eShop, at least in Japan right now, so that's something interesting to hear about. I'm not surprised that they sold it really well. I think that's one of the more anticipated indie games this year, so yeah, I'm not surprised it's selling really well. Let's see, it says they had the share price had to be temporarily halted, yeah, because it had an unanticipated surge. Good for them, though. That game looks pretty fun. I had some interest in picking it up. I might actually get it at some point. It looks like it might be fun and potentially worth picking up. BRB. Okay, in that case, I think I'm going to set up and do another round on my own really quick instead of waiting. Even though I don't mind doing these with viewers, I just want to get in here and try to battle and win some of these. I'm a little bit frustrated that right now, for some reason, my results are going significantly worse than they were earlier when I was playing at like 9 o'clock this morning. We got like really good results, and right now we're getting the exact opposite, which is really frustrating. Yeah, let me look at this really quick and see if there's any other things I want to talk about that I forgot about. I'm sure there was at least one more headline or piece of news that was up on the Switch subreddit that was really important, other than just the Capcom leak. Don't worry, though, if you're interested in hearing about the Capcom thing, I'll talk about that at length in just a little bit. Let's see. I don't think this is like that big of a deal, but apparently there's another one of those Minecraft things that came out. I noticed they've been doing these a lot. I don't know. There's just like partnerships or whatever. It's weird to see out like all these years later that like Minecraft is getting like all this content. I forget. Is this like a free thing where they've been doing like texture packs or whatever, like themed worlds where they have like different characters in them or whatever from different games, and They've released like multiple of these. They did it with Pac-Man first, I think, and then after Pac-Man, they did it with, let's see, Pac-Man was the first one. Then they did it with, or they did Mario first, actually. I almost forgot. I think there was the Mario stuff in the like Wii version, or maybe it wasn't the Wii version that I'm thinking of, but they had a Mario themed pack, and then they did Pac-Man, and then I want to say Jurassic Park was the next one, and now apparently they did one on Star Wars. Interesting that they keep doing all these things, and I think they cost money. At least I might be mistaken. I think the Mario one might have been free though. Welcome back, Ember. You didn't miss out on too much. I just wanted to keep trying to beat this thing, so I decided to start another round. I mean, probably won't take too long until this is over with. Be more than happy to set the lobby up so we can have everybody join after this is over, though. I didn't know how long you would be, so I figured it'd be better to start another lobby on my own first. But yeah, like I was saying, actually, I'm gonna have to check on that. Does anybody know what these Minecraft things they've been doing with, like, the console versions? I think it's probably available on PC too, but like these little pack-in things, do they cost money or are they free? Because if they actually cost something, I feel like that kind of isn't really going to sell a lot and give them a lot of money. I mean, when you look at it, all you're paying for is like a fucking skin pack with like official or whatever, instead of paying for like a free fan-made one, and probably better quality like a fan-made. I feel like a lot of fan-made like texture packs usually take what they're doing really seriously and actually make really good stuff. Like, I've noticed a lot of Minecraft content from fans is really well made. I'm almost certain there's probably better versions of a lot of these texture packs, or very similar in terms of quality, the ones they've already released. I guess the only reason to buy some of these are the levels in them, because I think the Pac-Man one had like actual maze levels in it, and you could run around avoiding ghosts or some shit and try to like play through like a Pac-Man maze in Minecraft. It sounded neat, but I don't think I'd want to pay for it. It was only like $5 or $6, I think. I don't know. It feels weird like looking at Minecraft, which is so old. I think Minecraft's like at least 10 years old or more now, and this game's been out for so long, and it's getting DLC now, basically. It feels odd to see a game that's been out, and I have experienced seeing in alpha and beta, and I think I got it in the beta phase. I'm not actually certain if I remember when I was able to purchase it, but I remember getting it and playing it back then. Now it's getting DLC pretty frequently. You'd think when it was like newer it'd be getting a lot of DLC, although it doesn't really need it. I mean, you can literally play with like a ton of different settings. I guess it's just whatever. Crazy to think Minecraft is still like so lively. I like it's a big surprise, but like you'd think a game like that would have like slowly slipped out of attention over the years, but it's still fairly big and still got a lot of eyes on it. It never really properly lost the spotlight. It seems like we're taking a little while to actually connect to the thing and get the choice, then say no or yes. Okay, I guess we're good now. That took like longer than I was anticipating. I'm gonna see about swapping it. Nobody else seems to really want it. Got a water move, so why the fuck not? You guys play Minecraft any? Just out of curiosity, I play it every now and then. I'm not really huge on it. It's an alright game. I find it to be fun enough to play. Find myself returning to it every now and then when I'm in the mood and I'm bored and don't have anything better to do. Give me a second while we were talking that. I just wanted to like check more on these news articles in case there was something I wanted to mention that I forgot. I think the big thing that's getting a lot of attention is just the leak with Capcom, and it was like apparently it says ransomware leak, so I'm guessing it involved somebody forcing them to leak it for like a large sum of money. There's a lot of stuff in there, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Checking for stuff. I think all I've mostly seen otherwise is, yeah, seems like it's mostly related to Black Friday stuff, and I haven't really seen anything too interesting there. There's been some alright stuff in that regard, but I haven't seen anything that's really caught my eye. Just certain games going over with like good deals on them for Black Friday. Right, I'm gonna use, I guess, Zen Headbutt, whatever, doesn't matter too much. Wait, hold on a second. Finish streaming it. Wait, I'm thinking here. What did I just mention? I hate that I'm being scatterbrained and forgetting what I was talking about, but I for some reason, I happen to be having problems recalling what I was talking about. I mean, Fire Emblem's the only thing I remember that I might have mentioned. Fire Emblem looks like a pretty good game. I've never actually... Oh, are you talking about Minecraft? I'm not actually sure yet, that I kind of assumed after I double-checked, because I had to think for a second. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna say... Seen a lot of good deals this year. If I wasn't, like, broke right now from needing the extra money and also having to deal with my phone problems, I would probably look into getting Fire Emblem. Looks like it'll be it looks like it's a pretty fun time, and I hear a lot of good things about Three Houses. Shame I don't have the money to pick it up right now. It was going to be between me getting Let's Go Pikachu or Fire Emblem, and it's like, I want to get my shiny living dex, and I want to catch everything myself in Let's Go, so it's like, might as well pick up Let's Go Pikachu, because I don't know if I'm going to see it cheaper for several more years, so it's like, might as well just buy it at 30 and try it and get it so I can get more of the Pokemon I want that way, instead of waiting God knows how long for it to drop on sale again. 30 on Walmart. Interesting. I've heard about it like being on sale for like 40 on a few places, and I would probably get it if I wasn't fucking dead broke right now. Even the fact that it's like $40 digital on the eShop probably is like not that much of a deal breaker to me, because I like to play my stuff digitally in the first place. I'd probably be fine with picking it up for that price. It's $20 cheaper than normal, and I could play it whenever. I was waiting for a decent price to pick it up. I'm surprised I haven't seen the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on sale. I'm not sure I would pick that up right now or not, since, like I said, I don't have a lot of money, but I know they put the Crash Team Racing on sale, and they put Spyro on sale already, I think, and I guess Crash Insane Trilogy is like too old for them to consider for discounts right now or something. I've had passing interest, just waiting for it to be at a cheap enough price point that I was interested in picking it up. I feel like it looks like a decent collection. I don't know, I guess I don't have as much interest in playing old games as of lately, and that goes for Crash Bandicoot as well. Although I would pick up Crash 4 because it's new and it looks really good. So, I mean, Crash 4 is something I'm definitely interested in. The versions are only Xbox and PlayStation because I don't have either one of those, and I have a Switch. I mean, I also have PC, but they don't have it on PC either, so not really an option there. Did we get items? I don't remember. I'm going to say going for the Psychic, just in case we do get the chance to pick up items. Yeah, Walmart's got some good stuff. They also sell their physical games at a pretty good price, I've noticed. Like, it seems like there's always decent discounts you can find when you go to Walmart. So, yeah, it's always nice to check their stuff out, even when it's not Black Friday. I think I saw, like, a copy of Clubhouse at, like, 30-something before when it was not Black Friday. I mean, I've already got the game on, like, the eShop at, I think, full price, which was not the best decision, not a bad decision either. I still like it and I don't mind, but like, yeah, kind of wonder if I should have maybe held back and got it for cheaper now.
That's one thing I like about Walmart is, wait, oh, you need a berry to use it? What the fuck? What's the point of having an attack that requires a berry? Okay, I guess I'll do bounce. Also, fuck, why is YouTube telling me I'm getting connection errors? Hold on a second. I only see one frame drop, but I didn't check it very carefully. I hope things are okay on the stream. My bad if there's issues. Yeah, I'm seeing my YouTube telling me there's something wrong with the connection. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. User experience, I can't tell what the rest of it is because it doesn't tell me, but let me see. It's a buffer. Oh my god, what the hell is going on? Okay, never mind. It seems like it's working again. Sorry about that. Hope it's not a major issue that's causing problems with stream. I hope it's back to normal now. Also, welcome back to stream. I don't think if I pronounced your name right, or if I said it for Dakar Guy. If I said that wrong, my bad. Welcome to the stream, though. I remember earlier you're helping out the raids, and I appreciate that. We're doing some right now, and it's not been as smooth this time, unfortunately. First two times I've gone up against Groudon or so have been really, really unfortunate with me losing both of them, and I think at least on the second time, I remember the first time we nearly won. We just didn't have a lot of good luck near the end. Really, really sucks. I guess that's natural, though. This is like probably one of the hardest raid bosses in the fucking Dynamax Adventures to begin with, so yeah. Oh man. I wish I had extra money to spend. I wish I could get a little more of this Black Friday, but whatever. It's the fact there's so many good games, and there's a lot of stuff I've had my eyes on I'd like to pick up, but I don't have the ability to get it right now because of the fact I'm low on cash. Oh well, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff, and it'll maybe make some fun streams to watch, because I'm sure people I'm interested might pick up some new stuff I can check out. As the car guy? Okay. Interesting. I'll try to remember that. You guys I'm guessing, or doesn't say, you guys have anything you wanted to pick up on Black Friday or anything interesting you're looking into? I think you people here have mentioned getting Fire Emblem. Me personally, yeah, it's just Pokemon Let's Go to Pikachu right now because that's what I feel like I want to get, because like I said, Shiny Living Dex, I want to finish it, so that's my priority at the moment, so yeah. There's nothing else I've seen that I would want to get, even if I could afford to get it at the moment, unfortunately, so if I had a little more money, I would pick up another game, maybe two, probably not, but I mean, I've already got quite a bit recently. My Nintendo Switch Online sub running out this month didn't really help, since I dropped like a good $35 just to make sure I could resubscribe it without having to worry about online, so that was a bit of a hefty price that I paid extra this month that I wasn't expecting to. I mean, it wouldn't have been that bad if it hadn't been coupled with the fact that I'm having phone problems, so yeah, there's quite a few issues going on lately. Hope this phone shit gets resolved soon, so I don't have to keep suffering through continual problems. Doesn't feel fun dealing with these issues all the goddamn time. I don't know what I should do. I get the feeling somebody's gonna probably Dynamax without even thinking, and I'm gonna end up with like a weaker attack as a result if that happens. Not like I can do anything about the weather. Whatever, though. Trying to get the PS5 and at Hyrule Warrior soon. Yeah, I'd probably look into that if it wasn't so pricey, and also I don't imagine there'll be a lot of sales on PS5 like right after it came out. I mean, maybe you'll be able to find people on sites like Craigslist or whatever selling it for like, say, $400 or something if you really look, but I would imagine it's probably going to be a while before people start selling it for cheap. To be honest, the more I've seen about the PS5, the more I feel like I was in the right mindset to avoid buying it at launch, because I've seen really nothing that makes me feel like buying the PS5 would be a justified decision right now. All the games are kind of not the best looking, not the worst looking. There's a lot of them that are okay, and also like the games that are out. There's like 2 exclusives apparently on the PS5 right now, and that's like, I don't know. Only having 2 exclusive games makes me really even less inclined to want to pick one up. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of stuff that's actually worth looking into as a result of that. Like, one of the exclusives is the fucking Astro's Playroom pack-in, I'm pretty sure, so yeah, that's a little concerning in my opinion. Let me see. 3 houses, Mario Tennis Aces, World Marts, 3 Crash. Guess I'm having Xenoblade 2. That's a lot. Wow. I mean, I don't really blame you though. There's a lot of decent stuff that's on sale. If you have spare leftover money you didn't spend, it makes sense to pick up a lot of good stuff. I think I'm gonna go for Dynamax. I think that's the best idea, is to take away power from it right now. I think we've only got like another death or 2 we can take, which is a little worrying though. This Black Friday will be interesting. I don't like going out to them very much. Also, we're not even the same as we always do at Black Friday. Now that this year there's the virus going around, this pandemic, I wonder if it's going to be like mostly online sales. I wonder how companies are going to handle that, actually. I don't think we've ever had a situation quite like this before. Can't imagine a lot of people are quick to rush out and go to Walmart over buying shit when there's a really nasty virus loose. Although, I guess to be fair, there are some really stupid people in America that already cause a lot of problems, and I feel like the people who are anti-mask only end up causing a lot of issues for other people. And there's no actual good reason for anybody to be anti-mask. All I've seen from that shit is like people who are paranoid over nothing and are afraid of a virus and don't want to admit that maybe the masks are a good thing, end up causing a fucking problem over just being asked to wear a mask for no good reason. Ugh, it's a nuisance to talk about that. I've seen a lot of videos on that online. People getting kicked out of a fucking store because they throw a goddamn temper tantrum when somebody asks them to put a mask on, because the fact they're concerned for all the customers and not wanting anybody to feel like their safety's being compromised. And I don't blame them. I mean, there's a pandemic going on right now and very, very high infection rate. Apparently the death rate for corona is not exactly that low either. Last thing we heard, a bunch of fucking stupid jackasses who think they're smarter than everybody else telling that like, oh, coronavirus isn't real, you don't need to wear a mask. It's like, yeah, nobody gives a shit about your opinion, to be honest. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You're literally just fucking not educated enough to fucking actually look up any statistics on the virus, and you're sitting here shoving your shit on other people, trying to act like you know what the fuck you're talking about and causing problems for the rest of society. So, yeah, no. I completely support these people getting fucking tossed out of a store and fucking not getting to shop with the rest of the people, or not being able to cooperate with the rest of society if they're not going to be fucking decent human beings and put a mask on to make sure nobody gets infected. Even if they don't believe in the virus, the least they can do is fucking put a mask on for the sake of not potentially infecting people in case they actually contracted it. I mean, God knows anybody could have gotten it, and if you haven't got tested, you wouldn't know for sure. Better to be safe than sorry. I feel like those people don't really give a shit, so not like there's much you can really say about them or say to them to change their minds either. Okay, still no shiny, whatever. Just gotta double check all the Pokemon just to make sure. I still can't tell about Wishcast because I can tell when I look at it and there's no sparkles, but like the color on this one is like really not that noticeable, I'm pretty sure. It's like a slight change in the texture. Alright, let's continue. Alright, cool. If you guys are ready, we can set up for another lobby right now and get everything going. I'm not repeating my argument. If you don't wear a mask, you're not smart, you're not helping anybody. Any argument you make outside of the fact that you might have an actual medical reason not to wear a mask is probably not like an actual decent one. That people are wearing masks because there's a fucking virus that's causing problems with everyday life and people are dying over this virus. There's good reason to wear a mask over not wearing it. The fuck? No, it isn't. Literally, the only reason people are wearing masks is the fact that people don't want to get infected with the coronavirus and they're being smart and not trying to infect anybody in case they contract it. Also not trying to get the virus themselves. Like, nobody's fucking poaching on your freedom and trying to stop you from having, like, any rights. We're trying to fucking stop a deadly virus from actually spreading and getting more out of hand than it already is. This is the exact mindset that allows this virus to get stronger in the first place and get, like, way worse than it already is. It's the fact that people literally didn't take this virus at face value and actually feel like it was a threat to let this virus spiral out into, like, the nasty pandemic it is right now. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this scenario. I mean, it may not have been perfect, but I feel like we'd probably be in a better position and we probably had the virus cured if we weren't, and what's the right wording, what I'm trying to say right now, but yeah, if we'd paid attention and kept things under lockdown and took the virus more seriously, we'd probably be in a better scenario than we are right now. I don't know what you're talking about. I live in Texas, even though there's a lot of dumbasses in Texas, which I'm not saying that just to be mean. Like, I see a lot of people who wear masks in my city. I live in a small city, to be honest, but I see a good chunk of the population wearing masks. Hold on a second. Okay, doing next round. That's perfectly fine. Like, I see tons of people wearing their masks, even in my small city, all the time, and a good chunk of the population wears it because it's common decency to wear the mask as to protect your fellow Americans from potentially getting it. It's just a fucking commitment everybody in the country is taking because we all want to avoid this virus getting worse. That's literally all there is to this. It's smart, it's safe. There's nothing to do with freedom involved in wearing a mask. Literally nothing. If you have a reason like asthma stopping you from wearing a mask, that's a little different. But I mean, I think most of the people who are causing issues and actually not wearing them in the first place don't usually have this problem. Usually there's people who don't want to wear the mask for no reason. I think most people who have a medical problem will bring something with them or something, or they'll have a way to show that they can't wear the mask because of breathing problems. I'm not going to say I like wearing a mask either. They're very, very hard to wear, and also on top of that, there's the matter that when you wear them, it does make it a little difficult to breathe, and it can get, like, kind of hot wearing the mask after, like, so much time. So yeah, I genuinely would say it's not the most pleasant wearing one, but it's definitely for the safety of the country. Yeah, kind of getting the slight impression too. I don't know right now. Like, talking about Trump and talking about how masks are bad or whatever, and it's like, Trump's kind of not even that relevant anymore. I feel like a lot of the topics that are bringing Trump up at the moment are just like people desperately trying to cling to his word. Trump failed to get the presidency in a second term. He got beaten by Joe Biden, so regardless of whatever the fuck Trump thinks of the virus anymore, he's no longer the person who's got the most say anymore. Now Biden's in control of everything. Hold on a second, I'm gonna check on something. I think I'm in the mood to change the topic back. Anyway, I had something else I was gonna discuss, and I wanted to bring up that we kind of sidelined a little bit from mentioning, so I think now is a good point to talk about it a little bit. So yeah, there was a big leak that happened recently, actually. Hold on a second. Hi there, the Primal Rayquaza. Welcome to the stream. Just doing some raids, trying to get shiny Groudon. Not really had any luck so far. It's been a very, very slow process without any results. But yeah, there was a leak from Capcom. I think it said it was a ransomware leak. I don't know exactly all the details of that. I'm guessing it's, yeah, they were charged money and otherwise they would leak like important shit. Apparently they had like employees' personal like information from this leak that they were threatening to leak without. Or some Capcom didn't like leak information about their release schedule and their games, which is incredibly scummy, to be honest. It just comes off as them being fucking douchebags. Like, okay, whatever, games get leaked all the time. I think people understand that, and game leaks are, like, they suck a little bit for the developers, but I think everybody's gotten to the point where it's not really that big of a deal when you see a game leak. But to fucking steal somebody's personal information and then hold it against them and threaten to leak their personal information for, like, info about upcoming games, that's kind of really fucked up, to be honest. Like, that the games are not worth fucking taking away something important from somebody. You're leaking their personal shit so they can do really petty stuff or try to sell their information for really creepy shit just so they can hear about games. These kind of people are terrible. Anyway, I hate that I had to mention that in the first place. I hope something happens to this fucking leaking group for doing this shit in the first place. I'm fine with the information, because it's like, well, the information's out there. It's going to stay out there and be out there regardless of what happened now that it's leaked. So, yeah, no point in, like, arguing about it. Let me see if I can find all the information on it, because there was a bunch of stuff in this leak that's worth mentioning, and I don't remember all of it. Let me see. There's something in here. Give me a second. Okay, found the information I'm looking for, I think. So, let's see. There's a bunch here. This might take a little bit to go over. Apparently, some stuff on Resident Evil 8. It says RE Village details. Current gen release. I don't know if this has anything to do with the Switch or not. It's probably not. I don't know. Apparently, a plan for an April launch, and it's supposed to have a demo. That's the first thing here. Also, something about something called Project Highway or Village Online, and it's apparently Battle Royale. It's also related to, like, something Resident Evil, so don't know what that is. Sounds like it could be really, really interesting. I'm sure that'll be something that might be worth checking out, like, when it comes closer to the time for RE8 to release. I've been, like, following RE8, like, somewhat closely, not super closely, but the game looks really good. I have barely played RE, and I've actually only got into it properly when, like, the RE2 remake came out, and I started playing that a little bit. RE8 looks really good, and I kind of want to pick it up. I want to play like more of the games. Seems like a really good franchise. RE8 looks fantastic too. I like the way they handled the first person in the game, and this is coming from somebody who didn't really like the look of RE7 too much. Something about RE8 just kind of hits right compared to RE7. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be a fun time when it does come out. Wonder if it's going to be released on, like, pretty much all platforms, or if it'll be like Xbox One or not Xbox One, Xbox Series X and PS5, and I'm assuming PC. I don't know if it'll be able to release on Switch. Okay, here's something that's big, though, that came from this leak that I hadn't got to yet. So, this is like the one thing that was like probably the biggest article out of the whole leak that came up. It only mentions like one thing from it, but it says new Ace Attorney collection. There's actually like a plethora of information on this exact thing, and apparently there's like details about everything that was in this leak regarding Ace Attorney. There's a lot that was leaked in this leak here, and it's some really good stuff. I'll probably try to cover it all if I can remember all of it and talk about it, since it's worth like talking about it. There's some really good stuff that's supposed to be coming out as a result of. Well, I don't think it's a result of the leak. I would say as a result of the leak. That's not the right word, though. This leak apparently revealed a lot of stuff, and I'm assuming this is like all for Ace Attorney's anniversary next year. At least I think it's next year. I don't really know. I'd have to double check it. Yeah, new Ace Attorney collection. We'll come back to that in a second, because the Ace Attorney news is very much got a lot of stuff, and there's plenty of good shit to talk about in the Ace Attorney news, so I'll make sure to go over that and not gloss over it. Let's see. Right, here's one that I found interesting. Nobody knows anything about it right now. New Switch exclusive IP under the codename Guillotine. Nobody knows what the fuck this is. I have no idea what this is. I could only take a guess as to what it is. Sounds interesting. I'm guessing it's going to be a platforming game. I have no idea, though. Capcom does like a bunch of different game types, and they have a lot of variety, so whatever the hell this is, who knows. The name Guillotine doesn't really give you anything to go off of. The fact that it's a Switch exclusive, though, makes it sound that much more interesting, so I'm definitely interested in seeing what this is. Apparently this leak came from 2018, though, so some of this might actually be outdated info. Actually, should have mentioned that and I forgot. Like, it's not a leak from 2018, just the info itself is apparently from 2018. Next thing on here is apparently there might be a Monster Hunter Rise PC version. That's what it says, Monster Hunter Rise on PC. Frankly, it's neat. I don't feel like I care too much. I'll probably have an interest in it and more than likely pick it up either way. I might get it on PC if they end up putting it on PC because, well, having the option to have the PC version with, like, a bunch of, like, mods you can put on it, like, have any amount of mod support, sounds like it could be really goddamn good, so yeah, I'll probably consider it if it's on PC. Even though I'm looking towards getting the Switch version. Ace Attorney Remaster Collection. Yeah, it's a good one. There's a lot of fun to be had with that one. I've played through the first two again, since I haven't played them in a long time, and I've been waiting for a good point to play through Ace Attorney 3 again. I'm probably going to do that really soon. I picked that up on a sale for relatively cheap, and I don't regret it. Those are some good games, so I was happy to play them again. Ace Attorney is a great series. I love it, and it feels like Capcom doesn't always give it as much attention as they could. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to be playing Ace Attorney again. Next thing apparently is Resident Evil 4 VR, it says, which I don't know what that's about, but apparently there was something about an Oculus thing for Resident Evil 4 VR, so that might actually be what that is, apparently, instead of, like, related to the whole rumors about Resident Evil 4 remake, which I still don't understand, because I hear from a lot of people that Resident Evil 4 is a really good game and doesn't really need to get a remake, and I don't really blame them for saying that. I've never really played it, but it's like, why bother taking your time out to remake RE4 when you can use your time to remake something that actually needs remaking in the series? Maybe use that time for remaking, like, Resident Evil 6 or something, or remake Resident Evil 5, and 5's not even bad, just 5 is probably the kind of game that would also be benefiting from a remake, and people would probably be eating that up really, really quickly. If they did RE6, they could probably fix some of the issues people had with it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh well, I guess we'll see what that's like in a year or two. I'm definitely interested in what the hell this RE4 remake's gonna be like. Great. I think it just poisoned our entire fucking party. But that's not gonna be a hazard at all, no way. Yeah, we're not gonna beat Groudon in this attempt. Not when we're fucking getting completely fucked up by Max Ooze right now. We barely have any life in us. If we manage to make it through the next battle, then we are incredibly lucky. Ugh, fuck. Oh, shit. Well, there goes our chances of winning, because I'm pretty sure that Blossom dying has put us like at one Pokemon. Well, no, not one yet, apparently, but it was close. We have, like, not much we can take left, and we're already on the verge of fucking dying, so I can already see this thing potentially killing another Pokemon next turn if it doesn't die. Great. Fuck. We're definitely gonna die, and even if we beat it, we'll end up fucking going against Groudon and then not being able to make it as a result of this shit. Oh well. And also, that fucking dry skin thing, god damn it. Ugh. Whatever. Let's go back to the leak thing I was talking about. This is something interesting that I found here, or something I saw that was interesting. I haven't really paid much attention to this. Something called a new shooter multiplayer game titled Shield, geared towards streamers. No idea what the hell that is. That sounds really, really interesting. I have no idea what that could be about. Just the name is odd all by itself. Makes me wonder what it could be. Like they're going through like a name with like a aim for like a multiplayer FPS. Like there's already a lot of FPS out there. I wonder if having another one from Capcom is really going to be something that'll be that useful. The FPS market is already a little oversaturated to begin with. Yeah, we got like one fucking life left. We're gonna die next turn, unfortunately. There's like no way in hell I can see our group managing to beat Groudon. Not unless we have a fucking major ass pull where we manage to like barely scrape by and actually kill the fucking Groudon. And I don't see that happening. God damn. I wonder if any of these projects have been canceled, actually, like this Shield thing, since I haven't seen anything about that. I'm guessing nobody has. Don't know what that would actually be. I want to switch, but I've also got a water Pokemon, and it's like throwing away a Politoed doesn't seem like it's going to be a helpful idea right now. And of course, we're fucking dying too. Lovely. Right. This is an interesting thing on here. It's nothing special. Source code for DMC2 and also Umbrella Chronicles. I think that's... I don't know which one that is in the RE games. If I could remember, I would say it. I know we've already gotten DMC2 on the Switch. I wouldn't be surprised this is another game that's like already released on the Switch. Is Umbrella Chronicles like the first RE? I don't think so. I don't remember though. And the last thing is apparently about exclusivity. It mentions like Stadia paying Capcom 10 million USD to get RE7 and RE8 on the platform. And then beneath this it says Sony paid them 5 million USD for VR and timed demo / DLC exclusive, or not, yeah, timed demos and DLC exclusivity, which is really weird, or demo exclusivity, whatever. I may have been reading that a little wrong, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Alright, I mean, yeah. At this point, I feel like switching's not going to matter since we're like nearly dead anyway. Otherwise, maybe it would actually be a big deal. But we're at the point where we're fucking going to lose this, so not really much we can do about it. Maybe the poison might actually help a little bit. This is kind of annoying, though. Get all these good results early today, and then get in here and try again, and then find that we immediately start getting fucked up by Groudon. I have a feeling that if we got this far without all these problems, we might have actually stood a chance of beating it. Instead, we're in this position where we're like nearly fucking dead. With not the best setup right now. I can already tell it's going to fucking target my Politoed on any turn and then use that to fucking kill me. It's just a matter of when rather than if. Oh well. Right, we can get on to that Ace Attorney stuff, I guess. I don't mind talking about that. Or I might wait a second. I'm gonna load that up. There was a lot here. A lot of good stuff that I saw in this. Apparently there was like stuff that may not have actually been in the leak. They only got so much data and like potential for more stuff being leaked, and there was already like a bunch of stuff, and it's supposedly a whole bunch of Ace Attorney games that got leaked coming to Switch. It's because of the fact that the anniversary is coming up. Let's see if I can find the listing here. The big one I remember seeing from this... Oh shit, we actually have a slight chance if we get lucky. Let's see. That was clutch as fuck, holy shit. I can't believe we actually came from, like, being almost certainly dead to actually fucking killing it right there. That was fucking amazing. God damn, good shit. Okay, let me update my counter. That crit saved our asses so fucking hard. Holy shit. Like, holy fucking shit. That was good stuff, though. Good stuff. Right. For a second, I thought I was looking at my screen. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I thought the Pokeball got stuck. I saw it, like, not moving very much. I thought for a second my game glitched out. I was like, did my fucking game, like, break and not start, continue, like, shaking for some reason with the Pokeball? That would have been fucking weird. Still nothing. Whatever, we'll continue and keep trying regardless. I'm not gonna give up. I have a feeling I'm probably even further in my odds than I think I am, because I remember I started on this before stream, and I'm sure I got at least 5 to 10 kills on Groudon, if not more, so we're probably actually sitting around like 30 kills or something for me. I don't know for certain, though, so I'm not adding that to my total. It'd be nice if we bumped into it relatively soon. Whatever. Alright, let's get another lobby open. Let's hopefully everyone can join now, but if not, I understand. But yeah, there was some good stuff in this leak. I'll mention the first thing I remember, and that was that apparently, like, out of this stuff, the one thing that stood out the most to me was that apparently they're actually porting, like, the I guess, saying it right, Silent, how the fuck you say it? The Great Ace Attorney games, those are all going to be coming to Switch. Those two are coming to the Switch, and on top of that, there's actually, like, stuff in the leak that proves that these games are getting localized. Like, there's some screen caps with, like, English stuff in it, like, you can see, like, where the games have their English text in them and, like, some localized names and whatnot. It's really good. I mean, I guess there's a possibility that this could all be faked, but I don't believe it's faked. Maybe I'm wrong. I've wanted to play these games for a long time, but being like in 2 exclusive games that only got released in Japan means, yeah, not really a proper way to play them. Even if I actually imported them on 3DS, I wouldn't have had a way to read them. I mean, it's exciting, though. These are basically like spin-off games that weren't available in, like, the US or any other region other than Japan, I'm pretty sure, and they're being released now. It's like, I'm hyped. I want to play them for the first time, and I'm gonna sit on those just in case I do get back to streaming regularly like I want to, because I feel like playing those games on stream the first time would be a fucking fantastic experience. I've wanted to do this with Ace Attorney games, never had an opportunity to, and I feel like with a game like that, you get the most out of it when you play it blind, so yeah, I want to stream it if this is actually all true and there's not possible bullshit in here. I would love to stream, like, all of the first and second game in that series. See how those pile up. Those are pretty good spin-offs from what I hear. I want to check them out. Also, I think the collection thing was supposed to be, like, Ace Attorney 4 through 6, unless I'm mistaken. I might have read that wrong, but I remember they had, like, a demographic that was shown even that was, like, supposedly from Capcom itself that had, like, a mention of a 4 through 6 collection, and on this listing there were, several things that were listed on it, being 4 through 6 being in the collection. They mentioned these Great Ace Attorney games on this sales chart. And then on top of that, they also mentioned Ace Attorney 7 for, like, I think it was listed at Q3 2020, or Q3 2021 as their release date, excuse me. And naturally, as the result of coronavirus, had got delayed. Makes you wonder how these are doing now, assuming all this is true, like where their plans are in the pipeline and when this whole's going to release. I'm excited though that this is real. This is a lot of stuff that's going to be releasing for Switch or really any systems. I'm happy to be able to play more Ace Attorney. I mean, I already played pretty much all the mainline stuff except 4, but that's not going to stop me from buying another collection anyway. Same with the new games. Or not really new, but they haven't been released outside Japan, so it may as well be new for all intents and purposes. The only thing I can complain about here, and it's not even a big complaint, it's a rather minor thing that I shouldn't gripe about, is the fact that it doesn't seem like there's any love for Ace Attorney investigations whatsoever getting brought up at all regarding all these Ace Attorney games. Those are some good games. I've only played the first one. I've seen enough of the second game and it looks really good. The second game in the Ace Attorney investigations never got a localization, so that game would be really fucking awesome to get a release in English officially, and also just have release in more regions. I wish we could get those two on Switch as well. Maybe they'll be released on Switch though, who knows, maybe over time we'll see it. Yeah, Morpeko is a weird Pokemon. It's gotta be one of the odder Pikachu clone Pokemon. How it goes from being happy to fucking really, really angry just really quickly for whatever reason. Apparently relating to its hunger. I don't know. Weird design for a Pokemon. Also, yeah, we have not much to work with. Our moves are really bad for this round. Fucking my strongest move is the Leaf Storm, which has got really low power points. I didn't see a lot we could use to replace any of our Pokemon with, so I might be stuck with this thing. And Leaf Storm degrades itself the more you use it, so if you spam it, you only get punished by the fact that you get lower attack damage every time you use the attack. Our attacks are absolutely terrible right now. Leaf Storm and fucking Weather Ball, those are not good options to attack with. They're fucking terrible. We're losing to a fucking Groudon right now, basically. Or maybe losing isn't the right word, but he did lose there's a Pokemon already, which that's not a good sign. Fucking badass Squirrel is beating us, though. I never really liked the design of this guy too much. It's not bad, just, I don't know. Seems like an odd thing to just have a fucking chubby squirrel in there. Not bad. Just, I don't know. Not a big fan of Groudon. I don't know. That's a pretty interesting topic we can go over in a second, but I'll wait on that for a little bit. Yeah. Any of you guys or actually, I guess I was going to mention the thing I was talking about, the leaks. Any of you guys looking into any of the stuff that was mentioned earlier? I have a few things that I'm interested in, whether it be RE8 or namely the stuff from Ace Attorney I want to pick up. There's a lot of interesting info that came out of this Capcom leak, especially that thing with the whole guillotine, whatever that is. I'm interested in what the name on that is. I'm very curious what it'll be like, and I feel like we're going to be getting a neat release schedule from Capcom over the next year or two, considering what we saw here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was in this leak. There's some good stuff. If you want to see the Ace Attorney stuff that I mentioned, you might want to check on the Ace Attorney subreddit, because it wasn't really mentioned on the Switch subreddit where I found the initial leak. It was all listed from info that was found from the leak on the Ace Attorney subreddit, like I just said. They have a bunch of info all about this stuff there. Fun fact, you shake your Joy-Cons away and try to pick moves in the raids. Do the cheering animation. That's interesting. I never knew about that. Never found anything like that. Neat info to find out about, though. Might try that. I mean, I have Pro Controller that I'm using right now, so I don't know what I'll do. I guess shake the Pro Controller to try it. See what happens, if anything. I'm assuming it's the same regardless of what controller you're using, since they both have motion controls. Actually, I don't know. If I have there's an option in there for gyro or not, I didn't look, and if it is, I wonder if I have it turned on right now. Whatever, though. Not really a big deal. Speaking of gyro, I've got to say, I'm not really a... Well, sure, I was going to say something about... Oh yeah, I was mentioning Let's Go. I'm not a fan of how they forced motion controls into Let's Go. And this is coming from somebody who actually likes Let's Go. Only works on Joy-Cons. Alright, well, whatever. I guess I won't be doing that after all then. Not like it's a big deal in the first place. Just a little Easter egg, it seems like. We have, like, some really crap stuff to work with and not a great setup here. So I'm going to say we go for Ice because it's an obvious weakness here. Need to get that. Interesting. But yeah, I didn't like how Let's Go forced you to use those motion controls and forced you to use, like, Joy-Cons. I don't mind the motion controls in handheld mode because they actually work well enough and they seem to be, like, somewhat reliable. It's not hard to use those motion controls to play the game. However, it is annoying how, like, the only option for playing the game is to use fucking Joy-Cons, no matter whether you're using, like, handheld or docked. You have to have either attached Joy-Cons or have Joy-Cons, like, have one and that's detached to play the game. That's something that bothers me a little bit. What does Cotton Guard do again? Wraps stuffing its body in a soft cotton. That's interesting. Not anything that sounds like it's very helpful. My god, my move pool to actually use from right now is fucking total trash. I have 2 attacks. One of them is weak as shit. One of them does not have a lot of power points and is literally degrading itself. I can't fucking win with this Pokemon. I mean, I could switch it for another Pokemon, but I'm trying to hold on to something that might be decent against Groudon. I don't know. Fuck. Maybe I should ditch it. Whatever, though. I don't know. One thing that bothered me about Let's Go, the more I mentioned that, not only was the motion control feel like it's not work super well, but also, on top of that, Joy-Con drift fucking makes that game really hard to play. Like, it's fun, but you go into, like, handheld mode and drift starts fucking with your walking or starts fucking with you throwing Pokeballs. That's really goddamn annoying. I hate that they programmed in, like, a secondary option to use handheld mode and to use, like, normal controls. They weren't too bad for handheld mode specifically, but when it comes to fucking playing with a Pro Controller, no, you can't actually use a Pro Controller on Let's Go. That was apparently too much fucking in trouble for them to give us the option to use the Pro Controller. Whatever, though. Just complaining because I don't really like how they handle that aspect of Let's Go. Still a good game in my opinion, but they could have definitely made that less of a problem. Yeah, there's a lot of info out in that Capcom leak. All the stuff about Ace Attorney leaves me excited just because I love the series quite a bit, so I'm excited to be able to support the series hopefully by next year and get some of these releases, see some good stuff. I'm looking forward to playing more of Ace Attorney, so yeah, I want to like get this stuff and play it. You know, I don't know if it'd be good or not, but I'm actually thinking about like assuming this whole thing about Ace Attorney collection is real, which I'm assuming this leak is real and all this is true, like I'm partially tempted to go and stream, like, playing through all of Ace Attorney 6, even though I haven't played any of the other games on stream. It's not that I don't want to stream the other games, so much as it is that, like, Ace Attorney 6 is personally one of my favorites in the series. Really amazing game. Really good title. I bought it back in the day when it first released on 3DS and do not regret it one bit. Goddamn great game that was a lot of fun. If you want to know what I'm talking about and you don't know and you like the Ace Attorney series, look up Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Really goddamn good game, and in my opinion, best Ace Attorney game I played. It is so good. The story is really well thought out. Characters are good. Every case in the game is pretty much good, which is a rarity for Ace Attorney. Usually there's at least one stinker case that's not that good and weighs the whole game down, but I found with my experience I liked pretty much all of Ace Attorney 6. Also, it made it really gave like every character like enough room to actually grow. One thing I really liked about the game was how, even though I didn't really care for the character Apollo Justice, he was not given a lot of time in some of the previous games. But like in this game, I feel like they gave him quite a bit of spotlight. Also, right when I need my attack, I end up running low and only having 2 PP left. Of course, I can't actually fucking use it to fight against Seismitoad now. Whatever. But yeah, like I was saying, it's super good. I enjoyed all of it. They gave Apollo like a lot of good character development, and his cases in that game are some of my favorites in the series. Goddamn, everything about that game felt amazing. The music, the story, the presentation, all of it was really good, and it felt like they thought up like a really pretty decent plot line that was very hooking from start to finish. I feel like every Ace Attorney game has maybe some weak points. I didn't feel anything in that game, and I was playing through it though. I mean, there is one thing I'll criticize while it's on my mind that I didn't like. I forget if it was the 4th or I think it's the 4th. And I say either the 4th or 5th, because I can remember the game was 6 cases. I think it's only 6 cases when you get DLC. There is one case that's in the game that's like blatant filler that you play through that's... I'm not going to say too much about it. It has something that it's like I think a noodle shop or some shit, and you go through this case. It was a little bit on the boring side the first time I played through it, and didn't really find myself connecting with it and liking it a whole lot. It was the one case out of the game that I found was like dragging the experience down for me, even though I really liked the game. It wasn't that bad. When I played through it on my second playthrough, I found that I actually liked it quite a bit, so I'd say it's a very well-rounded game. Something that's a lot of fun. By the way, you guys played the series any, or is it just like, yeah, like some of you have passing interest? I think you mentioned you wanted to pick it up, Ember. Wasn't sure if you'd actually played any of the Ace Attorney games or not. I've played quite a bit of them. I think, let me see, all the ones I played, I think I played 6 or 7 titles. Let's see. Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3, played all those. Played like the demo of 4 back in the day. I didn't really like it a lot, and I might actually have to give it a second chance eventually, so there's that. I didn't properly play it though, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then I played, I think, Ace Attorney Investigations and the crossover, Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright. Some good games. Want to pick it up? Never played one. They're good. They're really good. For a visual novel series, I feel like it's one of the better ones. Like, it's genuinely got that really compelling and fun storyline that's worth looking into. They're always good murder mystery games. I feel like they're very interesting, and they always hook me when I play them. Only Ace Attorney game that I can say I was turned off from playing was like the 4th game, and I've heard apparently that people really don't like Apollo Justice a whole lot, so I mean, apparently the opinion around that game is that it's not the best game in the series to begin with, so I'm not surprised that I didn't really find it to be amazing. Seems like the reception to it is very mixed. I mean, Ace Attorney 2's also got some issues, but I feel like Ace Attorney 2 kind of redeems itself, and also it has one of the way stronger final cases in the series. I wouldn't say for certain if it's my favorite final case, because I'm not actually sure, but it's definitely a really damn good final case of that. Hang on a second, I want to check another thing really fast. You know, while we're on the topic of, like, Ace Attorney and talking about the cases, I'm not going to spoil too much, but there was one case I really enjoyed in the series that... This isn't even, like, mainline shit. This is, like, when I was talking about the whole thing with Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. That game, the final case of that was a fucking amazing game, and it wasn't like it was perfect, but it was a really good crossover game in my opinion. Last case in that game was really good, and even though it was kind of crazy and didn't exactly make it easy to follow everything that was going on, I loved that case. The way they handled, like, the interactions between Layton and Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright was really, really goddamn good. That game deserves to get another release and, like, another system as well. Fantastic crossover that didn't get a release until way too goddamn late, but it was so good. I enjoyed it. That was definitely one of my favorite games I remember on 3DS too. Come to think of it, I wonder if we're going to see another Professor Layton game in, like, the near future. I don't think we've had, like, a lot of games in the series as of lately. I know the series has gotten a little more dormant ever since, like, I think the creator of, like, the first 6 Layton games apparently died, and they took, like, a new director for the 7th game, and... Oh, excuse me. I've heard more than enough people talk... Excuse me, God, why am I getting problems with my throat and whatnot when I'm trying to speak? Sorry. But yeah, apparently there is a new director, and not a lot of people are quite as big with the direction they took the series and they made the 7th game, so I wonder what they're going to do if they decide to make more of it or if they're going to stop. That reminds me, I heard some news that's a little concerning too recently, actually. It was about Level 5, the same guys who were behind Professor Layton, and according to what I remember reading, it was like that apparently they weren't going to be doing localizations anymore. Like, apparently they couldn't afford to do their own localizations, which I wonder if they're outsourcing it, or if this means we're not going to see games from Level 5 in English anymore. If we're not seeing any more Level 5 games released in English, that makes me actually a little bit sad. That they've got some good stuff, and I liked some of their series pretty well. I'd only really played, like, Layton, and I'm not sure if I played any others or not. Like, I remember that Fantasy Life thing on 3DS, but it sucks seeing a really good dev that made a lot of fantastic titles basically say they don't think they can keep making their games and translating them into English. That's something that bothers me a little bit. It didn't seem like they were ever doing too bad with their sales either. Like, they did really good at selling Professor Layton. Since they brought up, like, the whole crossover, I feel like talking about it's like a decent conversation topic. Actually, I thought I remembered a rumor of, like, a Layton game coming to the Switch some time ago, and it doesn't seem like it ever happened. I want to see, like, the series come over to Switch so I can play it again, but I missed that series. I remember there some time ago hearing a rumor about Professor Layton and the Curious Village getting ported to the Switch. I wonder if there's been any updates on that, or if it's canceled. Let me see what Google says. Yeah, when I look on Google and try to check, all I see is, like, an old article from a little bit ago and a rumor about Curious Village getting ported to Switch. We haven't seen anything since then. It's possible this was actually, like, a thing that was going to happen and that they may have changed their mind on it, which makes me feel a little disappointed, to be honest, if that's the case. Those were good games, too. Shit. since we talked about the whole thing with like Ace Attorney, you guys played any Professor Layton either? I'm just curious to hear. Also, fuck, we're getting killed pretty quickly. I don't know how we're doing in terms of survival either. I think we might be about to lose if we're not careful. Fuck. Oh god. I just noticed our fucking people that we have left are like me and the bot. I can do Weather Ball for one turn, and I don't trust the bot to fucking not fuck something up. I think we're about to lose because the fucking bad AI that made really weird choices, and picking up Seismitoad was one of those that was kind of weird. Yeah, Eldegoss is literally the only other Pokemon that has attacks left, and on top of that, it's got 1 PP left. It's going to lose it this turn, probably die this turn, I'm betting. Wow, okay. I guess I got lucky. I'm pretty sure it attacks twice every turn, though, so that means literally fuck all. Unless it dies this turn. That's our only hope. It's not looking like it, though. Yeah, I think we're going to die. Oh, wait, wow. Okay. If by some miracle we managed to fucking clutch this, that would be incredible, but I'm not expecting it. I think we're pretty fucked right now, to be honest. I think this literally boils down to what's super effective and who gets the fastest speed roll. Alright, I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna fucking light screen. I don't really feel like I have any easy option and know what to fucking pick right now. Yeah, we're dead. God damn it. Why did we get like 1 decent Pokemon on the way here? I think, well, actually, maybe it wasn't even 1, because I remember water Pokemon was fucking literally Seismitoad. I don't remember seeing anything else that was decent. I mean, like, really, our best options are picking out Pokemon like water types that are good for fighting against it that can still do super effective damage, and we didn't really run into any decent ones. It's almost like this Dynamax Adventures thing intentionally just throws you in runs that are fucked sometimes and gives you, like, literally nothing to work with. I feel like that's what we had last round, where we didn't get a lot of good Pokemon and we were basically screwed. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me try this again. But yeah, like I was saying, it feels like the game just fucking gave us the middle finger and threw us a bad run last time. We didn't have anything to really work with. Whoops. Gotta hit the right button. Why can't we have a fucking option to fucking go back by 1 screen and not quit out completely? I have to waste extra time when I hit the wrong button. A lot of really weird decisions here. I mean, it might be a little more hassle, but it's literally like 1 more button to add a back button in addition to the quit button, so you can just go back to the prior screen. Alright, whatever. Invite, going out. Oh well, whatever. Where are we sitting at anyway? 1 hour, 53 minutes, not bad. Game was mad at your shiny Quillfish. Yeah, feels like it. Feels like the game is being really angry about us getting anything decent. Also, it almost feels like this Groudon kicking my ass is a byproduct of the game being like, oh, you got a shiny Azelf? Well, too bad. Now you have to sit here and suffer through Groudon while you're trying to get shiny Groudon. Ugh. This game sometimes, man, this game knows how to be a real pain in the ass. That's time I'm going to play for. Still got to do schoolwork. Yeah, I understand. I was going to do up to 2 or 3 hours at absolute most, so my plan is to probably go on for maybe another hour at most and then stop, since it's going to be about 3 hours by that point. That way we can stop at a decent point. I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow, unfortunately, but I mean, I'm still happy that I'm getting to stream for quite a bit at least. Alright, that's good. I mean, hope you don't get too stuck behind through schoolwork. I've had that problem sometimes where I delayed doing homework more than I should have, which was never a good thing for me, and I ended up getting some problems as a result of that sometimes because I got too lazy, but I wasn't usually too bad about that. It can be a bad habit, though, when you get into the point of, like, putting your work off too long and not actually doing anything. Hang on a second. Who's got... Yeah, you got Clefable, so yeah, it's probably good you take this guy. That way we get 2 water types, and we get some pretty strong... Or we get a pretty strong team. Our team's not bad right now. It's not great, but it also won't really be too bad either. We've got one Pokemon with the weakness to fire and one with ground. There's not really... Oh, no, there's 2 Pokemon with the weakness to fire. Fuck, we need to get that AI to fucking throw out that other Pokemon. I think that thing it's got at the very end is like bug type or something, so... Yeah, holding on to that's gonna end up being a problem. Having Poliwrath is fine, though. Maybe it'll grab one of the Pokemon on the way to the battle, hopefully. I fucking hate when the AI just takes a fucking really bad Pokemon for no reason, but it's already got like a really good Pokemon that it can use. It's like, the fuck are you doing swapping out something that'll help us win for just a shitty Pokemon for no reason? It's like this AI is just intentionally screwing us over sometimes. Doesn't pick very smartly. Whatever. Not really a big deal. Just annoying more than anything. Ugh, fuck. Is it just me, or does it feel like we're taking a while to fucking kill this Poliwrath, though? It's not dying very quickly. Oh, lovely, this again. But they really need to add a way to help get rid of fucking status ailments in this, huh? It's annoying getting hit by, like, a poison or getting hit by a paralysis like this and then finding, like, later on that you're being held down because of that status ailment, even though playing fine. Just end up getting stuck with it and you can't get rid of it. I'm not a fan of that. Ugh. I wish we could do something more than get a berry to cure it. Oh well, though, whatever. I'm just complaining. Not really saying anything that important. Okay, right, I'm not taking it because I feel like I'm probably fine with what I've got. First AI wants to contest it. I mean, it might not have been bad if it got it, but I feel like need to get this AI to fucking pick something else. Okay, yeah, Berry looks like the smart move here. So, there we go. I'm thinking right now on some stuff. A lot going on in my mind. Not sure if there's anything I immediately can think of that I want to bring up. Had a really lazy day, and as a result, I feel like I haven't been as active and as like I don't feel like I've been thinking of as much that I wanted to talk about because of that. Whew. I have something I want to talk about. It's not going to be an amazing topic or anything that's like fucking something that's it's not really a big deal, just something I wanted to bring up. Thought would be a decent subject to discuss for a little bit. Something that just occurred to me a little bit ago. Also, yeah, I know about the human player getting higher priority than CPU. That's actually a very good design choice. I feel like it would be really goddamn stupid to give the AI priority in these kind of decisions, because usually the human players make the smart decisions and the AI make the really dumb decisions that end up fucking screwing everybody in the party over. So naturally letting the AI have free roam to take whatever Pokemon it wants at any point would be a bad idea. Not like it's gonna stop them from fucking going to a stupid Pokemon when we go on a path to just get through and fucking and hitting the A button anyway just to take a Pokemon because they don't give a shit what they pick out, though. That's gonna happen anyway. But whatever. Not really a big deal. So, what I was bringing up isn't anything too important. I was gonna ask if anybody's watched any good movies lately. Anything interesting you guys have seen. I figured it might be a good topic because not a lot I can think of at the moment. Also, as a result of like everybody being in quarantine lately, like makes sense people would be watching movies a little more, especially since there's not really a whole lot to do, whether it be playing games or watching movies or doing stuff at streams or whatever. So that's one way to pass the time. I haven't really watched any movies in a while, actually, so don't have anything on my mind that I can bring up. I need to watch some more because I haven't watched one in forever. I think the last thing I watched was like a thing like Wall-E or Star Wars or something like that. I mean, you finished your lie in April last night? Never actually heard of that. Sounds interesting, though. I might have to check that out. Actually, there was one movie I watched before. It was interesting. Not anything that I found amazing. I watched that movie from, what's their name again? Gainax or whatever. The guys who made Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, because I like their stuff quite a bit, and I decided to check out this movie that apparently they made. They made something that was called, what was the name of it again, if I can remember? Can't recall what they named it. I'm going to have to look really fast, but there was some movie they produced, like, oh yeah, it's called Promare, that's it. Now I remember. I was gonna say I watched that some time ago, like a few months, and I remember seeing that and I thought it was pretty good. Interesting series. I liked that quite a bit. It wasn't, or series isn't the right word, yeah, the movie. I found that to be neat. It had very similar vibe to how Gurren Lagann played out, and I really enjoyed watching it. Fantastic movie, even though it was kind of short. It was just like 2 hours and over, and it felt good to watch, though. I found myself enjoying like all of it. Speaking of like anime, since I brought that up quite a bit over the past few days and wanted to talk about that stuff, like, I've got to say Gurren Lagann, at least back in the day when watching that stuff, like, that was probably one of my favorite series to watch back in the day. I enjoyed seeing Gurren Lagann quite a bit. I have really fond memories of watching it. Really fucking awesome. Got some good action scenes. The story was pretty good, and I enjoyed pretty much every episode up until the end, except maybe like the whole recap episodes. I've never been a fan of recap episodes in shows, anime or whatever. I feel like the recap episodes are usually just kind of lame, but it was good. There were some fucking really good plot lines and really good episodes in Gurren Lagann. Amazing series. I loved it to death. It was great. Kill la Kill was pretty good too. I enjoyed it. I didn't really like the ending extremely well, though. I feel like there was a little bit of a cop-out with the ending a bit, but I'm not going to mention it since you mentioned you haven't seen it, so I don't want to spoil what happens. It was good, though. I enjoyed watching all of it. God damn. Might eventually have to do a rewatch of it just to see all of it again, since it was that fucking fun to watch the first time. If there's one series I really want to rewatch, actually, that I'm really interested in watching right now, because I haven't watched it in forever, and I've had interest in seeing it in the newer seasons. Like, I kind of wanted to rewatch Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh! In so long. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I remember back in the day, that was fucking one of my favorite things to watch, and I watched it like every day it was on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just exciting and fun to watch, and it was a great show. Man, it was fun, goofy, schlocky plotline, and the fucking lines and memes that came out of it were really goddamn good. Plus, something about watching it, it was like really fucking awesome. I don't know exactly how to describe what it was I liked about Yu-Gi-Oh! But Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the shit back in the day. That may have been my favorite anime I watched as a kid. I just liked it a lot. I haven't watched modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Very much, though. I remember I watched a little bit of that Yu-Gi-Oh! What was it? GX, I think it's called GX, I don't remember. I think I watched that, and I didn't see a whole lot of that. I only got to see like a bit of it, and The story was alright. I didn't get to see enough to actually see how good it was. And I never watched the newer series that's going on right now, that 5D thing. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be, because the whole idea of fucking riding around on bikes and playing cards sounds really fucking stupid, but just the fact that it's stupid actually makes it sound like it'd be interesting enough to actually check it out and see how it is, to be honest. So I'm gonna have to watch that sometime. Oh man. Those were some days watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the old days. Those were fun days. Always checking in to see the new episodes of it. Let me see. Road to the Diamond and Pearl and anime. Yeah, I haven't watched Pokemon anime like in a long time. I mean, I watched it in the Twitch rewatch thing, and that was kind of fun. But I didn't really. Stopped watching after like the second gen or something. I watched like some of it when I had a chance. I didn't really get to watch a whole lot more from there after that. I just kind of dropped out of watching it. I promise if we get a good point to do like watching stuff like I want to on Discord, I think one of the things we can sit down and watch is Yu-Gi-Oh! That was fucking good. Also, I don't remember if I brought this up on stream. I found something fairly interesting about Yu-Gi-Oh! Watching like a video some time ago. I think it was by the J-Wits, and it was a video where basically he talked about like a season of Yu-Gi-Oh! That not a lot of people have seen before. It was like a prequel season that it was like based on like game stuff, and it wasn't really like specifically card games anymore. Like it was like stuff like dice and like D&D or some other things, like a bunch of different types of board games, I think, and card games, and it was apparently like predates the old Yu-Gi-Oh! It was really fucking violent and kind of creepy, had a lot of stuff you wouldn't actually relate to Yu-Gi-Oh! In it, and it makes me want to check it out to see what it's like. Apparently, like, the fans have basically dubbed it, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, or whatever, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Something like that. Like, I'm gonna have to watch it sometime. It looks interesting. I'm pretty sure there's, like, actually fucking death or something in this. Funny how a show that had, like, a really fucking dark undertone with all this weird shit going into it ended up switching to, like, purely being, like, a kid-friendly show about like a card game. I guess it worked though. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really popular. Even now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still like really well known for the trading cards. Either of you guys watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Just curious in general, or saw any of like the older or stuff in it? Just any of it in general. I'm just curious. I've watched a lot of it. It's pretty good, to be honest. Just wanted to talk about it a lot because I always liked it. I remember back in the day I actually watched like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie and got like the little cards that came with it. I think I lost those. Alright, I'm going to be going for, like I said, I think it's going to be another probably 50 hours or maybe another... When I say 50 hours, 50 minutes, I meant to say for an hour. 50 hours would be a long fucking time. Yeah, I remember watching it a lot. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was fucking great in my opinion. To have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Huh. Yeah, I collected some for a little bit and then I kind of stopped. I felt like I wasn't really getting anything I was actually looking for when I tried to. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like really just about the fact like it appealed to a lot of kids, and at the time it was one of the more entertaining shows that was on, so that's part of why it got so popular. I think the idea behind like playing cards and having monsters literally come to life as you played them, like the way it showed in the anime, is the whole reason why a lot of people liked it. That aspect of the show felt like it was really fucking cool. And to top it off, you have a really good main character and some really goddamn good like supporting characters. Like all the main characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are really good. I remember the first season particularly, like, really well. I remember bits of the second season, but not super well, and I think we may have just lost. Fuck, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, we fucking lost. Great! Fucking all because the AI decided to stick with the fucking fire weakness. It's not necessarily guaranteeing we would have won without that, but still. Oh man. I missed that show. I need to rewatch it at some point. Fucking good stuff. Yeah, we were doing good with our damage, it seemed like, and then fucking... And goddamn lava plume seemed to end everything immediately. Whatever, though. All we can do is keep trying. Right when I thought I was getting the hang of this, maybe I have, but... this morning... We were doing great at killing this Groudon. Now we're back in a slump and not really doing really great against it. Whatever, though. Not really the end of the world. Oh well. Not too big of a deal. Let's see, I'm thinking on stuff since I mentioned anime and Yu-Gi-Oh! And also I was talking about movies for a little bit and got sidetracked. I feel like movie talk is usually a lot of fun, just talking about, like, old movies I remember. A lot of good ones. Seen some fun ones. I don't know if it's like got any relevance now, or if it's even gonna be it's a big deal anymore, but like I remember back for like a few years ago there was like mention of a like thing with like Shrek where people were talking about apparently a Shrek 5 is like supposed to happen, and like I think it was supposed to be like this year, last year or something, and it got like nobody's mentioned anything about it since then. So I wonder what happened to that. I remember back in the day, like watching all the Shrek movies, except I haven't seen the fourth one yet. But like all the Shrek movies, I remember were pretty good. A lot of good Pixar and Disney stuff out there. We got anybody else? Are you guys all joining or checking? I only see one person, and also, on top of that, I mean, I don't mind starting with two, just checking. Or then go to Shiny Hunt. Alright, I mean, that's fine. If I need to, I can go back towards doing hunting without having anybody other than, like, have some randoms join. I do enjoy being able to work with you guys and actually Shiny Hunt and try to get at this Groudon, though it feels like it's a little easier and more enjoyable to be able to chat and talk about stuff, too. Feels like it's just easy to have that communication and work together, rather than having to worry about whether or not I'm going to make it to the boss and live. Ugh. Let's see here. Okay, none of these are great. I'm just going to take the Magmar and hope for the best, I guess. Oh my. By the way, just out of curiosity, anybody been keeping up with, like, the current season of the Pokemon anime? I haven't watched it any, and I don't know how it is right now. I've heard a lot of people checking it out and, like, watching it, and apparently the season for the Gen 8 anime is pretty damn interesting and fairly good. Let me see. We got a grass, we got water. I'm thinking go to grass and get water, and actually shit if we do that, unless I don't know. I see water on the far left side that we can't reach. That's really unfortunate. I would like to be able to go over and get that. Whatever, though. I haven't watched it in so long. I'm going to have to check out the newest season, see if it's any good. I haven't watched the Pokemon anime in a long time. To be honest, I don't know, I need to check, like, the on stuff in general, but I didn't like the way it looked for the 7th gen anime. They had it in a really, really weird, really, really ugly looking art style, and I feel like that's something if they still had that with Gen and 8's anime, I wouldn't really be super interested in it.
Grovyle? I mean, I'm planning to shiny hunt this guy on my own at some point. Not necessarily the Grovyle, but I kind of want to shiny hunt for Trico maybe at some point. I mean, it'd be nice if I could get one. I want to get that line and get myself a Trico that I can evolve up to a Sceptile and shiny. Some maybe the same with some of the like other Gen 3 stuff that's been added, whether it be the starters or the fossil Pokemon. I have a lot of things I'd like to shiny hunt. I'm not gonna switch over to doing breeding shiny hunts on stream for some time, though. I might not ever get around to shiny hunting Trico on stream like I'd like to. Namely because my focus is on legendaries right now. Too bad we can't get our fucking Groudon out of the way, because if we got Groudon, I could move along with my life and I could switch my target over to taking a chance at trying to get Kyogre. And from there, it won't be too bad, I imagine. Kyogre seems like an easier fight, honestly. It's whatever. You know, actually, I've been, like, thinking about this for a little bit, and I don't know how things are going. I've watched, like, people do, like, shiny hunts of like, the new Pokemon, like, specifically Regidraco, Regieleki. I don't know if there's any others you can hunt right now, but, like, seems like every time some people are, like, doing these shiny hunts, or at least any of the static encounters that don't actually do much, like, they're always the same. Like, I hear about, like, people going way over odds with, like, the shiny charm and taking longer than they should. Like, it's not as long as, like, say, 1 out of 4,000, but also at the same time, I don't know if I should take this or not. I guess I'll try. But yeah, like, I've seen people get, like, constantly, like, 1 out of 2,000, or not 2,000, 1 out of their odds. They took, like, 2,000 resets and didn't get the shiny until then, or they went through, like, 3,000 on average to get their hands on a shiny. That's crazy, and makes me wonder if the shiny charm is, like, somewhat bugged, considering it's not working correctly on legendaries by the sounds of it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like it's not doing its job on any of the Regis, and probably none of the, what's the name of them? The Musketeer Trio or whatever, them either. I'm going to be a little bit hesitant going after the Regi Pokemon now, knowing they may not work correctly. Ooh, Vaporeon, that's actually a pretty decent Pokemon to be able to fight right now. This would be a decent shiny, too. Yeah, I think that's what I figured, was, yeah, the Regis could be shiny hunted. Okay, I wasn't sure about whether or not you could shiny hunt Regigigas, actually. I figured that was the case. That makes sense, actually, that they wouldn't keep it from being shiny locked. It'd be one of the few Pokemon, or not keep it from being shiny locked, it wouldn't be shiny locked, excuse me, because it would be one of the few Pokemon, these returning legendaries that was shiny locked then, which would be really goddamn lame, actually. I'm still really sore about them shiny locking the legendary birds this time. Same with the whole scenario of Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus getting shiny locked. I would have loved to have shiny hunt the legendary dogs and also shiny hunt the legendary birds, but nope. Can't get our hands on either of those. Oh well, though. And the fucking birds are the ones that had the better looking shinies right now, to be honest. Like, looking at them, like, all the new shinies for Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos, those look really goddamn nice. Ugh, whatever. Makes me angry. I mean, I'm not super upset, though, considering that we can shiny hunt any older legendary right now. Not all the mythicals, unfortunately, but I mean, this isn't bad. Oh, man. I can tell I'm gonna have a long period of doing shiny hunting in this game. Not with, like... Well, I shouldn't say have a long period of doing shiny hunting, not necessarily on stream, but a lot of it, going through getting the like a bunch of shiny legendaries I want through these raids. Seems like a lot of fun trying to get them. Thankfully the shiny odds aren't terrible, so it's not too bad to get your hands on like the shinies for some of these, since it's 1 out of 100. Yeah, I don't want to hack my game, and I also don't want to trade for a blatantly hacked shiny, so yeah, I don't feel like I would want to get a shiny that way. I don't even like trading for shinies, period. I feel like I want to earn my shinies when I get them. I like doing shiny hunts because I like the fun of actually getting one for myself. I guess I'm going to stick with my Groudon. I guess grass is probably good enough for what we're reaching in a little bit. I fucking hate how Game Freak's taking the policy with the whole legendary thing where it's like, oh, got these new legendaries that everybody likes, and they've got really cool looking shinies, but we're gonna shiny lock them so we can use these as a way to fucking and do events later on. It's like, come on, nobody wants this shit. Nobody is happy with the fucking Pokemon being shiny locked, honestly. Ugh, it feels really goddamn lame having so many like amazing Pokemon shiny locked. So many cool new Pokemon that look great and shiny. That is very bad unless the AI swaps. Because now we have fucking 3 Pokemon with fire weakness on our team. We really don't need to be giving Groudon any openings to exploit us. Oh, and of course the fucking Pokemon here is another Pokemon it's weak to, but I mean, I think looking at our team actually, yeah, this would still be better if we get this, because this would mean we got a Pokemon that we have 2 Pokemon with Earthquake weakness and 2 with Lava Plume, rather than having 3 with like 1 where Groudon could fucking stomp us to death really easy. Shiny looks, I would have been shiny 15. Yeah, I don't blame you. There's a lot of good ones. I want to go after a lot of the shinies, and I feel like I haven't because of shiny locks or other reasons that are taking away from it, whether it be shiny lock or nearly impossible to get them. I'm trying to think here. Does anybody know if there's like an event for the Genesect and some of the other Pokemon in Gen 5? Because I know somebody set up like a thing on Gen 4 and Gen 5 where you could actually play the games, and you could like download like the little wonder cards or whatever they were called for like shiny hunting through like the different legendaries. It's not technically like an official thing, but I feel like considering Game Freak isn't really distributing any of the events anymore, that it's not really a big deal to use that stuff. I've thought about doing that to shiny hunt some Pokemon I want. In fact, I'd probably be interested in doing that on a stream at some point, even though it'd be really goddamn slow if we do, and it would take fucking forever would be the biggest worry. I think the shiny charm is introduced in Gen 5 in like black and white too, so doesn't help a bit for Gen 4, and I don't know how the hell that works for, or like I don't know if there's any event Pokemon you can actually access and shiny hunt in black and white too. I'd rather do it in there if I could. Genesect's the one I would be the most interested in going after. Genesect looks really cool, and frankly, I remember hearing about like an event where apparently they distributed like a shiny Genesect, but it was only like a Japanese event. That's really fucking lame. Also, I've noticed with like some of the events, there's been some really lame situations where they like give us like a fucking setup where there's like an equal distribution. Like for Zarude, there's like a thing where Japan can get Zarude and a shiny Celebi, and meanwhile everybody else just gets to get Zarude for some reason. Like, why not make it equal where everybody can get their hands on a shiny Celebi as well. It doesn't make sense to only give us one part of the event that they're getting. That's kind of stupid in my opinion. I mean, it's whatever. You can always shiny hunt a Celebi if you want to, but it's a lot more of a pain in the ass since you've got 1 out of 8,000 shiny odds. Got a shiny Genesect. Cool. I would definitely try to shiny hunt it maybe one day. The biggest scare is I think it's at I think it's a 1 out of 4,000. It might have been a 1 out of 8,000. I'm not actually sure. I wouldn't want to fucking take that long, but I mean, I don't know. I'll have to consider if I want to do that. There's some stuff I've got a lot of interest in doing. I couldn't bring myself to ever do an Arceus hunt because I know Arceus is literally impossible. They never distributed the event for actually getting an Arceus in the games. I think there was an event in actually encountered Genesect in Black and White, though, wasn't there? I'm almost certain they gave like a certain thing you could do, then you could use it to unlock the laboratory in Black and White, and you could actually go in the lab and actually shiny hunt it. So that's one I would actually be interested in. I don't want to get any that are physically impossible. I mean, you can get shiny. Apparently there was a Japanese event that gave shiny Arceus, but I wouldn't want to get it that way. I mean, if they give us another chance to get it, I'd rather do it that way. It's not really a big deal, though, either way. I wish I had more people around where I lived at so I could actually try to do stuff through Pokemon Go, but I don't have anybody who actually fucking plays it around me, so I can't fucking try to get any of the cool, shiny, mythical Pokemon that are ever up that you can grab through these events. It would be fucking great to be able to have that chance. Get stuff like Darkrai that way. Oh, man. Actually, hold on a second. I'm curious. Let's see what this, the database out of Cerebi says. I'm gonna check something Cerebi. Pokemon, or just say, Black and White events. Let's see what it mentions about Genesect out of curiosity. Also, yeah, I'm not taking that, but I mean, I feel like the bot needs to get that, actually. Or maybe not the bot, but we need to get rid of one of our weaknesses or something. Whatever. It might be too late to deal with that. Yeah, I think it is. We're going to be stuck with 3 fire weaknesses. That's a worry. I was worried about that being a problem when we entered. Actually, I'm kind of scared now because it looked like Vaporeon was low on health, and that means if it hits the lava plume, it could potentially fucking kill everything in one hit. Wow, there were a lot of events for Black and White, if I'm looking at this correctly. A lot of things that got distributed back in the day that I didn't really remember. Let me see what's in here. Movie Victini. Apparently there's a specialty Tornadus and Thundurus that I don't know very much about. I'm guessing it's giving you so you can hunt down Landorus, which would make sense considering that was part of the requirement is you had to add both of them. Let's see here. Apparently they gave away a shiny Rayquaza as one of the events. That's interesting. I never knew about that. I mean, I think if I got one, I'd rather get it myself than having it handed to me, but it looks really goddamn nice. Also, the sprite work and Gen 5 was really good. Seeing the Pokemon, moving around the way they did and seeing all the little touch-ups they did on the animations while they were in 2D, it felt really good. Same the music being really goddamn awesome. I loved how they remixed the music when you got low on health. That was really neat. Huh. Okay, I checked all the events. I've seen a bunch of different stuff here. No, I don't have a shiny event Genesect. In fact, I don't even think I have any shiny mythicals at all, to be honest, unless I'm mistaken, because, let's see. Yeah, none. I've never actually shiny hunted one or even had like a chance where I've been able to go after any of the ones I wanted. Maybe one day I'd like to get my hands on some of the ones I'm really, really interested in, like Mew, and also preferably to get Celebi as well. Those are both something I want to shiny hunt, and let's see, yeah, Genesect's another good one, Darkrai, those kind of Pokemon. I think I might go for Darkrai if I ever stream like those games. I can see myself getting Pokemon Platinum on an emulator running, and then see if I can connect it to the fan run servers, and then shiny hunt it, and if I get one I could transfer it over to like an actual official game by using like some of the tools people made and plug it into Pokemon Sword and... or that's not available in Sword and Shield, that's right, I have to leave it in Pokemon Home unfortunately, but that'd be a fun thing to go after. Darkrai is really good, and Darkrai has a really pretty looking shiny, so I'd like to hunt down Darkrai at some point. Kind of a shame it's not in Sword and Shield. I really do like Darkrai a lot, and I found him to be one of the more fascinating mythical Pokemon. I'm surprised they wanted to bring back, like, literally all of the big legendaries, but they didn't want to bring back all the mythicals for whatever reason. Seems like it would have made sense to bring all of them back and not just have it be legendaries and only some mythical. Fuck yeah, looks like we already got it. Nice. Right, let me mark this bad boy down on our list if it's dead. Any second, waiting, make sure. Yeah, okay. That's number 23, sweet. Wow, I'm checking my time. Apparently it's 2.5 hours already. Goddamn. It does not feel like it's been that long since I started streaming today. It feels like it's barely been any time that I've been playing at all. I guess I've been just enjoying my session, though, quite a bit. It's been really quite a good bit of fun playing. Hang on a second, I'm checking something really quick. I just wanted to look at something on, and like, Cerebi really fast. They mentioned that I'm looking at like the stuff about it, like some of the event Pokemon actually. Did they? I forget. Did they give you just like Keldeo from an event, or was it like you got it from? Yeah, did Keldeo come from an event, or did you get like an item to hunt it down? I don't remember actually. It's been so long since I played it. I think it had something to do with the whole the sword trio, though. Yeah, I think it was an event. There's mentioned something about Mayaletta. Only one I can see you actually get the battle seems to be like the Genesect, actually. That's what I was thinking was the case. I don't think there's ever been an event where we've gotten like an option to get a shiny Keldeo. Like, what the fuck, Game Freak? Why are you holding some of the shinies hostage and literally never releasing them? Why is Keldeo stuck with the shiny lock that's never been, like, released on it? Why are, like, most of the Pokemon shiny huntables, shiny huntable, but for some reason there's, like, several of them that just never got that opportunity? Keldeo's one of them. And I think Arceus, like, even though it got a shiny event, like, in Japan, it's kind of lame how the one way to get Arceus was a specific Japanese event, and the actual event for encountering Arceus in-game never actually got released. That's fucking stupid, honestly. They pretty much just said, oh yeah, we thought this is too complicated, and they didn't want to release the event for people to actually try to unlock Arceus on their own. And Arceus has a really pretty looking shiny. God damn. Yeah, Keldeo's is good from what I remember. I think it turns to like green. and yet it's never been released officially. Not from an ability to download it, or not an ability from actually having a chance to actually battle it and try to get it, I'm pretty sure. I think you can encounter it in this game, and it's like, what the fuck? It's been in 3 generations since Gen 5. Fucking release the shiny lock already and let us shiny hunt it. There's really no point in continuing this nonsense anymore. Let us shiny hunt the Pokemon, for God's sake. I think a lot of the mythicals actually have, like, ways you can shiny hunt them now. Like, I know you can get Mew through Japanese Emerald. You can get... I think Deoxys has a similar method where you can glitch around the game to reach Deoxys. Obviously, Jirachi's got some bullshit involving the bonus disc, and Celebi has the just soft reset method. I think most of them have been given some method to shiny hunt them by now, though. Meanwhile, there's quite a few that still you can't shiny hunt at all, though. Are you done, Ember? Or are you going to be joining any more raids? Checking to make sure if we're going to be joining. Thought you mentioned you were going to stop, but I wasn't really certain. Yeah, I don't really want to go after hacked Pokemon, and I don't care about trading for hacked Pokemon or illegitimate shinies, so yeah, I don't really care about grabbing like anything that can't be grabbed through legitimate means. Yeah, I know about Celebi. I mentioned it through... I think I mentioned an event in 2nd Gen. It's available on Crystal now. You can do that. It seems like a lot to get your hands on a shiny Celebi. It's still got some fucking ridiculously low shiny odds, though. Okay, I guess he's not joining, or I don't know if Ember's going to join or not. I'll just ready up. I'm going to have to look into the Gen 3 glitching, actually. I'm sure that, I don't know if it's like the same for Deoxys. I'm assuming it's like a clipping glitch you do for like, yeah, I know I think it's like a clipping glitch you use to get to shiny, or you get a shiny Mew. I'm wondering if you can use the same exact thing to get to Deoxys and shiny hunt it, because I kind of want to shiny hunt the Deoxys as well. Like, I know it's not through a normal event, but I feel like using a fucking glitch to get it isn't really that big of a deal. What game are Shiny Locks introduced again? I think Shiny Lock didn't become a thing until Gen 5. I'm not really certain. Like, I remember that if they Shiny Locked, like, was it Reshiram and Zekrom? I remember those two, you couldn't Shiny Hunt. I don't know about Kyurem, and I'm not sure there's any others that were Shiny Locked, but I remember Gen 5, I remember hearing about how those guys were Shiny Locked. Trying to think, because there are some targets I'd really like to go after, but I don't know what all's shiny locked. Aside from, obviously, some mythical Pokemon where they are shiny locked because they never had the option to be encountered in the first place. Let me see. I'm curious what Google says, actually. I feel like shiny locks are literally one of the worst things to happen to Pokemon. They weren't really like a fucking big deal, but it's lame having Pokemon that are shiny locked that you can't actually obtain. What? When I'm looking this up, according to Google, it claims that shiny locks were introduced in Gen 2, which I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. I don't remember there being shiny locks in Gen 2. View. Ivy's another. Okay, that doesn't sound right. I'm pretty sure I've actually seen somebody who's caught a Mew in like Gen 1 through like yellow version, and and had like the right stats and traded it over to Gen 2 to get like a shiny version. And like I'm pretty sure you can shiny hunt Mew through that, so that doesn't sound correct. I'm gonna look at this really quick, see what this says. Celebi. I mean, Celebi was... Do you even get Celebi in Generation 3? What? Manaphy, that doesn't really count, that they intentionally let you shiny hunt it with an egg. Like a way to actually pass it by trading it between games. Arceus. Yeah, this isn't right. This is counting, like, Pokemon that never actually had the opportunity to be shiny in the first place, so that can't really count as a shiny lock. According to Google, it says that it was in Gen 5, though. Yeah. Victini, Reshiram, and Zekrom are all shiny locked, apparently. Let's see. And then it was the mascot Pokemon in X and Y. It's weird. I'm looking at Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and apparently they like relocked the Gen 3 legendaries, which I don't understand. Why would you go through the trouble of re-releasing Gen 3 and like shiny locking Pokemon you could get before? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all to me. If they were available as shiny in the past, why'd lock them in a re-release? That doesn't seem like a normal thing to do. Whatever, though. Huh. There's a lot of Pokemon listed under Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon that can't be a shiny locked. Oh well, not like it matters. Just checking on that. I guess Sun and Moon might have, I don't know, like have the most shiny locks. Shiny locks are just lame, honestly, though. Fucking cutting out really cool Pokemon and stopping people from getting them. Shit, I wasn't paying enough attention, my bad. I got a little distracted. Shiny Jirachi event for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was released. I think I heard about that, but not until late. I never actually got that, and to be honest, like, I don't really mind, though. I would have liked to have got my hands on one, because the method for getting Jirachi is fucking awful, but yeah, I think I heard about that. Jirachi's shiny is not even that great. It's got like a not so notable difference to it. It looks like it's like just like the little things attached to Jirachi that are like changed in color, and I can't even tell if they actually changed his sprite that much in particular. Jirachi has one of those kind of underwhelming looking shinies, to be honest. Okay, I guess I'll do this attack. Whatever, it doesn't matter too much. That's a painful shiny hunt. Fucking sit there resetting your seed over and over again to get a chance at a shiny Jirachi. I could never fucking subject myself to that. Probably the same with Manaphy. Definitely can commend people who've got their hands on shiny a Jirachi or shiny Manaphy before. Those are both fucking pain in the ass to hunt. Actually, I'm curious about something. I want to look something up. I'm curious if there's like a way to actually shiny hunt Deoxys. Don't know why I'm bringing this up right now. I kind of want to go after it on like a stream, like I said earlier. Though I like the way Deoxys looks, so I would assume you can glitch to it. Yeah, I'm guessing there's a way to find it. I've seen somebody posting or find a video of somebody doing it before, unless they hacked like the item for it. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to try and think of another thing I want to talk about for a little bit. Sorry if I'm a little bit scatterbrained and not being the best about switching up to more interesting things to talk about. I think part of it's that I'm tired and whatnot. So, I'm going to switch attack to use. I'm not sure I'm going to hold on to this thing because I think having this guy or something might be better. Let's see.
I'm curious, like, this is the thing I thought to bring up that I was thinking of that I just now thought of, like, you guys watch, like, Digimon back in the day? I never really got too interested in watching it. I never really found it bad or anything. I think a lot of people watched both Digimon and Pokemon, and, like, there was, like, a lot of people, like, talking about it, like, 'cause it was like a rivalry thing almost, like, people wanting to support one or the other, and they were basically competing for which one was more popular. I remember watching the TV show a lot. I liked watching the Digimon shows. They were really goddamn entertaining. A lot of good plot lines and a lot of really neat stuff in that series. I liked watching those. I never really got super into the games, but I guess I never really played a whole lot of them either. I think I played like a few of them at a friend's house before. They're very, very interesting games, to say the least. Also, yeah, the Digimon and Digivolution, or whatever they called it, was a really weird thing, how they set it up after you got or you had like a Digimon. It only temporarily evolved up into like another form. What's on over on the left? I can't actually tell. Whatever. I'm gonna pick normal because our Pokemon need healing. I can't actually tell if the left side is something that's worth going after, so better safe than sorry. I'm losing a chance at beating Groudon. Digimon was a hell of a series. They made so many different shows based on it and so many different games. The Digimon games that are released nowadays still seem pretty good, too. There was one that was, like, really big. I remember not that long ago that released. I think there's something called, like, Digimon, like, Cyber Sleuth or something. That game looks fairly interesting. Had some interest in it. I might have to check that out one day. The theme song in Digimon was really goddamn catchy, though. I do remember that, though. Digimon was pretty damn good. The one season, or not season, or whatever it was, season, or whatever, one thing I remember about Digimon that I didn't like very much is I remember that I watched, like, one season where they had, like, these kids get, like, sucked into the Digimon world, and they like, part of their thing was they ended up getting transformed into Digimon, had to find a way to get turned back into human. And, like, I didn't find that one to be very interesting. I think that one was, like, somewhat popular, but I didn't really like that particular series very much. There were a lot of different Digimon things going on back in the day, weren't there? There was that. There was, like, the main one with the kids, like, controlling the Digimon, using them like they were Pokemon, and the movies were also really, really weird and really, really interesting. Some stuff that I found odd. Never really watched the movies, though. I didn't actually get to sit down and see them, but I heard about how odd they were, and they look really goddamn strange. I've heard the Japanese movies for Digimon are better than the American ones. Speaking of Digimon, there was another show that I remembered really well. I don't know if it relates any to Pokemon and the decent talking point or not, but I figured it'd be worth bringing up. Any of you guys ever see that? What was it called? I think it was like Monster Rancher or something. There was like a show like that I remembered watching back in the day. That was a weird show that I remember fairly well. I didn't see like a lot of it, but I remembered it because it reminded me of Digimon quite a bit. And I remembered watching like a bit of it, and it was pretty interesting, pretty neat little show, despite being really goddamn weird. I remember it being a decent show. I think it was on 4Kids back in the day. I didn't really love 4Kids, but they did have some pretty decent shows on their programming. I'm not surprised. I think Monster Rancher is one of those really old shows that not a lot of people watched. I'm gonna check this unless I'm misremembering. Yeah, I was right. I think it was an old show. Yeah, Monster Rancher. I looked it up. Apparently in
April. It says the first episode aired April 17th, 1999. Not surprised. It only lasted 2 years. Interesting. I've got to say, I feel like 4Kids was almost like a graveyard for some series. Like, there was not a lot of... I don't know, should I go for the Dynamax? Yeah, I think, fuck it, I'll do it and get Max Overgrowth. That way I can set up healing. But they did some good stuff with their shows, but like, good God, did they fucking ruin a lot of shows. Fucking tampering with shows for no good reason and like changing plot lines and shit and messing with stuff that they didn't need to. Any of you guys saw like the original like 4Kids dub of One Piece? I remember watching that back in the day. That was fucking a real shit show. I think I saw like the 4Kids dub first, actually, because I believe that was what aired on Toonami, and I watched it on Toonami. Fucking changing pronunciation of like characters at random and like taking away parts of different arcs, just like removing episodes they didn't like, and also on top of that they made like a lot of weird changes. They changed Sanji smoking to like fucking a lollipop or some shit. They had to made him hold a lollipop, and I think they turned like the alcohol into fucking milk or something. It was stupid. Old anime I watched were shonen. Yeah, I think I had a lot of older shonen anime I saw, like Dragon Ball. Also, the same was One Piece. I remember watching Naruto for a while too, but I kind of dropped out of Naruto after so much time and didn't really keep up with it. I might eventually go and rewatch more of it. I've been watching a little bit of it and interest in trying to like see all of it and just like see if I remember it correctly, if it actually was good, but I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy watching more of it. I've been taking it at a slow pace as I watch like little bits of it now. I just remember it being pretty good as a kid. The plot lines weren't terrible from what I remember. The whole thing with like the Shonen, trying to remember how it's called, the exams, that was really good. Especially when they got to the Naruto versus Gaara fight. That was fun to watch. Yeah, this Pokemon, this Groudon, like, always making things fucking hard to get through and goddamn win a match. Wait, fuck, did we lose all of our Pokemon? Fuck, no. Wait, maybe. Okay, it's not completely hopeless, but it's not looking good either. Because if that's the case, that means all I've got left is Cherim. And literally, along with this, that means it has to survive 2 attacks. We have to pray to God that our team doesn't get fucking decimated by Groudon right now. My Max Overgrowth has to handle everything, and I have to hope it doesn't use Lava Plume and something really fucking strong to kill me. Okay, it used Scary Face, so maybe there's hope. Maybe there's a possibility I can live through a Lava Plume. Oh, that's not even that much damage either. Okay, Groudon made a fucking stupid choice there. That doesn't exactly instill hope in me, though, because I'm pretty sure an earthquake could still fuck us up pretty hard right now. Oh, God. I don't know if Sunny Day is still active or not. Fuck, I need to use Solar Beam, though, so I can kill it. That means I've got to turn to fucking waiting, though. Shit. We need this to end now. We're so close. I don't want to lose this when we came this far. Come on. I don't know if we passed 5 turns or not yet. Please still be active. Just need one more Solar Beam. It needs to outspeed Groudon. If we lose one Pokemon, we're dead. Fuck. Let me attack before Groudon. Please let me attack first. Okay, it used its first attack. Maybe I'll get to strike now. I'm speechless right now. Oh, it has a bit of health left. I'm scared it's probably gonna kill us. God damn it! Literally a sliver of health left. That was the biggest fucking blue ball I've ever seen. We almost had it. We were so close. And we got robbed at the end. Oh my god. That one stung. After all that effort, just to get fucking denied at the last second. That hurt. I thought we actually had that too. Oh, that pisses me off. Go through all that for nothing. Sitting there throwing away all that time just to lose. I've got one more go in me, but I think I'm going to do one with randoms this time rather than doing one with the group just because I don't feel like we got a lot of people, and the more people we have, the easier it is. So maybe with like human players and like a full group of 4, I can actually have a better chance at winning. Just one more win would be nice before I stop, actually. Right, here goes nothing. We'll see how this turns up. If we get this, that'd be good. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I mean, it'd be nice to have this, because this means if I succeed in getting this next one beaten, that means I've doubled my count today from 12 to 24, which is pretty good, actually. I'd like to have that happen. But if not, whatever. Oh, fuck. A little bit tired right now, so you can tell I'm going to stop after this run. I don't have a lot of energy left in me to do anymore. Come on, Stuart. We need you to start so we can play this round, please. Excuse me. I mean, I understand. I'm usually one of the ones that goes AFK if I need to take a break and go grab like a snack or a drink really quickly. Also, shit, I'm getting a little bit hungry. I haven't had anything to eat in a while. I think I ate around like 1 or 2 or something, and I haven't eaten anything since then. It's almost like 9 o'clock where I live right now. Okay, there we go, finally. You know, I don't know why I'm thinking to bring this up right now, but I feel like I kind of want to talk food talk a little bit. Like, curious, what do you guys had for, like, your lunch or your supper or even breakfast? Just, like, talk food for a little bit, see what all eaten. I like talking about different foods, too. It feels like it's a fun thing to go over. Also like to cook, but I'm not the best at cooking either, so I don't do it very often. I need to get around to it more. I just hate cleaning up dishes, so I barely ever get around to cooking. If it wasn't for the dishes, I would totally clean quite a bit more, but hey, whatever. Not the biggest deal. I'm gonna say fire. I just got a really good looking cake mix I wanted to make too, actually. I love cooking too. I think it was like a chocolate cake with yellow icing. It looks really goddamn good. I don't know if I had the right pans for it. You guys watch like cooking stuff very often? I like checking out like cooking shows or cooking channels fairly often. Not all the time, but they're pretty fun. Oh fuck, I think this thing's got... Oh, that's right, what am I saying? I was worried about fire type, and yet this isn't too bad. The biggest worry we should have is literally Frostmoth being a problem here. Let me see. Neon bread? I'm not sure that... I don't know if I've heard that one or not. Cream cheese bread. Coffee for breakfast. Hot steak for dinner. Nice, that sounds pretty good. Hell's Kitchen Nightmare. Yeah, I've watched like only so much of Gordon Ramsay. I like his stuff though. I've seen like a lot of clips of it, and he's got some really particularly good stuff. It's interesting to watch his way he does his cooking and see him like try to help local
restaurants get off their feet and do better when they're struggling. Also, I've noticed with like the American version of Hell's Kitchen, they make him swear a lot more than they do in like the European version. Like in the version that's like in the UK, apparently he's not that, or he doesn't swear that often, and he's pretty good with his language. Doesn't speak like a whole lot and say like a lot of swearing. He just does it every now and then, and he gets like really frustrated. Meanwhile, you look at the American version, it seems like you see him saying the word fuck like 20 times in one episode. Gordon Ramsay has a really interesting and seemingly colorful personality. Explodes in anger really easily. Not sure I'd ever want to cook for him. It'd be scary trying to overcome the fear of not fucking something up. Let me see. Hi there, I'm fine. Welcome to stream. Hey, Pokemon. Yeah, I've been doing this just for the sake of shiny hunting. I've wanted to get my shiny for a while. Not had the absolute best luck shiny hunting, unfortunately. I've been at this for a while and not been able to claim a Groudon, so still going at it, still hoping for that shiny to pop up. Maybe eventually. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. It's also, it's stupid, but it's also good stuff. I feel a little bad for some of the restaurant owners that are actually trying and get screamed at, but like, hey, it's not like it's all bad. I remember there was like one point where there was like something where it was like he was like visiting a prison and like teaching prisoners to cook. That was really interesting. I didn't watch the whole thing, but that was a weird episode to check into even for a little bit. Gordon Ramsay seems like a really fun person to be around. I remember I stumbled onto a video like somebody's doing like a cook-off thing with Gordon Ramsay, and it's like somebody who's like famous on YouTube did like cooking. I don't remember who it was, and he had like some pretty decent like cooking skills. They had like a recipe for something they were cooking, and like Gordon like literally like sabotaged the recipe and like destroyed it to like stop them from cooking their recipe. And like I think it was something around the lines that he didn't approve of them having like a recipe like beforehand. It was some dumb stuff where it was like breaking the rules, and they still managed to cook like a better meal than he did with what they had. And like the judge at the end was like talking about how Gordon basically like broke the rules and cheating by like breaking the recipe paper, or burning the recipe paper or whatever, and like trying to win like that. It was really funny. Just watching a professional chef act like a child, like using like a method like that to try and win a cook-off against somebody. I just found that really funny, honestly. Renzdin's cooking on social media. I'm not too surprised about that. That sounds exactly like something he would do, actually. It just doesn't shock me in the slightest, honestly. Goodness. I think most of the cooking stuff I've seen on YouTube has been through, right, YouTube. And a lot of shows I've checked out have been like cooking shows on YouTube. The one I've seen the most that I can remember, at least, was Binging with Bobbish. That guy makes some really, really good cooking stuff. He makes some good videos, and he does some really good looking food, and also, like, it's incredible how well that guy can replicate like different foods from shows. I feel like I'm genuinely impressed every time I watch his stuff. To check out some of his videos, I haven't watched them in a long time. He does some really good stuff. I thought there was another one I'd been watching that I can't remember specifically very well. I just remember like one, I don't remember the name of it, that I watched recently that had like, it does like a channel that does like a bunch of different like things where they're slowly showing like a bunch of different, or not slowly, excuse me, they show like a bunch of different recipes in like a little montage, and that's like part of the channel. They do like a bunch of recipes like this, and it look really goddamn good. There were some fun things there, that there's some really good recipes on that. I want to check out some of the recipes from that. I'm just not very great about getting myself to get around and cook stuff. I'm trying to think, is there somebody I forgot about? There's a lot of pretty good YouTube channels out there that do cooking stuff, though. Let me see what comes up when I search cooking, see if there's anything I forgot about. Let's see. I'm not sure. Apparently the one I was thinking of just a minute ago, I think it's called, like, 5-Minute Shops, unless I'm mistaken. Or Crafts, excuse me. I think same one that has those little montage videos that I mentioned. Let me see. Oh, there was somebody I remembered that actually was on YouTube who did cooking videos, but I can't remember what her name is. She was big back in the day. It's like one of the ones I saw on like different and like podcasts and stuff. I feel like her name was Rose or something. I don't remember. What's her name? Can't remember what she's called. She was pretty big back in the day, and now she's not that popular, I'm pretty sure. The same point where like there were a lot of people like Total Biscuit was really popular. Actually, speaking of Total Biscuit, that makes me depressed to think about. Total Biscuit was a pretty good YouTuber and a pretty good streamer. Like, he did a good job as a critic, and hearing about Total Biscuit dying from, like, cancer was actually really goddamn tragic. Guy was a really, really good guy from what it seemed like, even though he was definitely harsh on a lot of games he reviewed. I really liked his content, though. From a cartoon show? That's probably Binging with Bobbish, but I'm not actually sure. That sounds like his style. Cooking stuff that comes from, like, cartoon shows or different shows he's seen, like that kind of thing. I think he even made something like a thing where it was like a recipe based on something from Breath of the Wild. That guy has some fun stuff to check out, actually. I like his a lot. Shit, I wish I could remember what her name is, that girl I was talking about. It's not a big deal, but I was going to say, if I could remember, I would mention her name, because she was big on YouTube back in the day, I think. She had a decent YouTube channel. It was alright to watch. I enjoyed it well enough. It's not a big deal, though. God, I could talk about YouTube stuff for quite a while. There's a lot of YouTubers that I like, or stuff that I like to watch. So like I want to talk more about YouTube or so now, not just specifically a cooking. I remember I used to watch JonTron all the time. I still like watching his stuff every now and then, but he hasn't been making videos as often. And I noticed whenever that controversy surrounding JonTron popped up, he really dropped in popularity. I don't completely understand what happened there. I don't know if the whole thing about the accusations of JonTron being racist are true, but I'm not going to get into that argument too much. I like his videos because I find them funny. That's all I'm going to say there. He seems like a pretty good guy overall. I haven't seen him make a video in a long time, though. He always ends up going on hiatus after he makes, like, a lot of videos, and then he doesn't post anything for a while. Like, has he even posted anything in, like, a month or two? I haven't seen anything from JonTron since he did that Steven Seagal thing. No, he hasn't made a new video in 3 months. This is my problem with JonTron. He makes like a few videos and then he just stops making videos, and there's not really any reason that anybody can tell why he does that. Oh, there's 2 of them, huh? Interesting. Cocktail chemistry. Sounds interesting. I might have to look it up and check that out sometime. Also, shit, really? We're getting kind of floored right now by all the Pokemon. I don't like this. I want to just reach Groudon and win. Can't we ever have good luck? Fuck. Whatever, though. Might as well keep... Why are we taking grass Pokemon? What good is it going to be to go to a grass Pokemon right now? Even with the berries, there's no good that's going to come from fucking giving Groudon a free kill on us. I think we've already got 2 fire weaknesses, but I'm not actually sure. Oh well, whatever. Oh, man. Let's see, I'm thinking on YouTubers that I liked. YouTubers that I like talking about. There's a lot of good ones that I enjoy, though. Scott the Wise has some of my favorites. He's got good, well thought out videos. I like the way his skits and his videos come across. They're usually really goddamn funny. He's good. I've always enjoyed his content. Even though I found out about it, I guess, kind of late. I like a lot of people to do that kind of stuff. It's not always good, but like a lot of channels that do it, there's a lot of really good ones that put a lot of high production quality into their videos, and it ends up being really fun to watch as a result. Scott the Wise, JonTron used to really go fucking crazy when it came to like putting in good production in his videos and making sure they were fun to check out. I don't feel like you always see that in newer JonTron episodes, but back in the day I remember a lot of JonTron stuff really well. Also, the Angry Video Game Nerd, how could I not bring up the Angry Video Game Nerd when it comes to this topic? He pretty much did like a good chunk of like those kind of videos, and he still does them. Like, Angry Video Game Nerd has some goddamn good reviews and some fun videos to watch. Like, they're always really, really interesting, even if it's just for the game. Some of the episodes are a lot less entertaining nowadays than they used to be, but they're not really bad either. I'm surprised he's still doing that stuff. I guess it's just his like hobby and probably the easiest thing he can do on YouTube still. God, I'll never get sick of watching that stuff though, unless it ends up getting a lot worse in quality. James Rolfe makes some fucking good stuff, honestly. And fine. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah. I understand some of what's going on here with the people picking grass type, and yet I get the feeling some of these people who are playing don't completely understand why Groudon is so bad yet. It takes several battles at least before you start to fully grasp that Groudon is a fucking tanky bastard that's built to fucking kill everything that approaches it. Which is why you intentionally want to approach Groudon using water types, or want to approach it with like Pokemon that don't have any weaknesses to it, and you can attack it better that way. But attacking it with the fucking grass type or an ice type usually isn't going to end too well, because it can just fucking melt them. Also, I thought everybody who joined right now would have been able to tell it's a Groudon, but I'm not really certain. I thought when you joined a random raid, I thought that it, like, you wouldn't know what it was, but I thought when you were joining for like a specific Pokemon, you could tell immediately. I didn't think you could join a random raid from somebody who had like a Pokemon you didn't have on your listing. I thought you had to join one you already had on your list, or had to join random and just hope you got what you were after. So I didn't think it was possible to bump into somebody hosting a Pokemon you don't have and they had it set as their specific goal. I thought it had to be random. I didn't realize anybody could actually drop in on the lobby and try to join for a random and end up finding Groudon when I'm looking for it like this. I thought it had to be specifically Groudon, because that's what we searched for. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Oh boy, hope this works out. I guess we'll find out, though, any second. Yeah, Zygarde looks pretty bad. I feel like the difference between Zygarde and Groudon, which may not even be a big difference that would matter in the end, is that Zygarde's one aspect that doesn't matter is like the fact that Zygarde has that ×4 ice weakness, whereas Groudon doesn't have any ×4 weakness and has a lot of strong points to it as a Pokemon. It's really hard to fucking kill, and it's really good at killing shit. That's the thing. I thought you had to have this join. I thought you had to have it on your. Are you fucking serious? Are you shitting me? It drains Max Geyser? Out of all the shit that could happen, I fucking try to Dynamax only to be denied because Maractus fucking steals my attack from me. Oh yeah, my water attack I want to use is literally worthless now because it gets stolen every time I try to use it. Great. Alright, I guess I'll have to use another attack to work with. I kind of thought they could see it as long as they had it on their listing, and I thought they were able to, join. I thought the only way they could join is they had the Pokemon, and I thought the random thing only showed when you specifically asked to join for a random Pokemon. I guess I was wrong, though. I genuinely thought it was set up like that. Great. We may be completely fucked now. I think all we can do is just spam attacks and hope it doesn't go for fucking using Lava Plume. Spit Lava Plumes, I think we're gonna be dead. We can only take one Pokemon die, or no, we can't even take one Pokemon dying. If something dies, we're done. Okay, on the bright side though, maybe we're okay. I don't know, that energy ball is doing a lot of damage. But we're just gonna have to pray the next attack doesn't kill. Oh god. How's our damage looking? Okay, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it didn't kill us either, thank god. Ugh, I did not need this much fucking suspense and worry about whether or not the last match against Groudon was going to be a loss, and with the way things are looking right now, it's definitely looking like we may not survive. Fuck. Come on. That is so little damage. Fuck, even the goddamn Aqua Jet I was going to use, I think it capped out at like 70 damage here. Yeah, I already figured. I had a feeling that I wasn't the only one. I saw that Abdallah Smash Guide shiny hunting for Groudon on like the search, and also there was somebody else who got one apparently like not so long ago, so I figured there were people who were trying to get it. There's a lot of legendary, so it makes sense that somebody'd be trying to claim like practically every legendary. There'd be at least somebody going after those right now. It makes sense that Groudon's not exactly in like a small demand. He's one of the harder ones to shiny hunt, so it makes his shiny that much more valued, considering you have to sit here and deal with not dying to it every time you fight it. Actually, out of curiosity, I don't even know if anybody can answer this, but like, what are the hardest Pokemon out of like all the different raids right now? I'm assuming in terms of like top two that probably Groudon and Zygarde are the hardest of the legendaries right now. Actually, shit, let me check. I think Maractus isn't, and Glalie doesn't look like a shiny either. Yeah, I figured. I didn't have any shiny there. Okay, whatever. Sucks we haven't got a shiny in some time. It's like brand new, but hey, we got a lot of encounters today. I went through like enough to double my account from last time, so feel good about how this went. Could have been a little better, but I'm about to stop playing anyway. I'm gonna end the stream, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I may not be on tomorrow. I don't really know how things are going to be going in that regard right now. If I can, I'll definitely come online. We'll do at least 3 or 4 hours of shiny hunting. I'll figure out how things are going to go a little later. Anyway, I'll see you guys sometime soon. Bye, everybody. Hope you all have a great day or night.